Every day I wake up waiting out the door. Nintendo news I can't ignore. Hovering my finger on refresh, repeat. Searching for the leak, my heart's gotta beat. My body is ready for Switch 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. Rumors flying but nothing confirmed. It's been a mystery, my patience burned. Gotta level up with my imagination in this endless game and stimulation. Whoa, my body is ready for Switch 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. All we want's a peek, a hint, or a sigh. Just a little nod won't make us cry. Joy-Cons at the ready, hearts in sync. Nintendo dragging on, making us think. We've been resetting time and time again. All love for Mario, it never ends. Zelda's gathered from the nether horizon. This weight is harder than fighting in us thing. My body is ready for Switch 2. Whoa, 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready for Switch 2. My body is red. My body is red for Switch 2.
Hey everyone! Welcome to the Nintenbyte Podcast, episode 34. Mike had no idea I was going to start off with that. Making you a megastar, Mike. Making you a megastar. Hey, look, it was only fitting because this entire episode's about Switch 2. Mm-hmm. It has been a long time since we've had a whole episode about Switch 2. Didn't think it would happen until it was revealed, but I also... Look, I knew leaks were going to happen someday. I didn't know it was going to be like this. It's just been an avalanche. So, you guys can go check out that song anytime you want. One, by just replaying this episode beginning if you want. But you just go over to Mike Odyssey's channel. He's got it uploaded over there. He also has it up on X. And who knows? He probably has it somewhere else. Beats me. Yeah. You should go check out that song anytime you want. Mike, you got to get it added to Spotify. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You should.
I think you should.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I live stream all the time. People spend money. They might want to play your song. I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. Just put it into the ether. We might be able to make that a chart topper with Nintendo fans.
Yeah, I mean, even like what chat's saying right now,
yeah,
we need to make sure Reggie sees this. Because I was saying Reggie would approve of this jam.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, dude, my body is ready. Come on, man. He would love this.
Like, imagine if we make this the theme song that plays at the beginning of every Switch 2 video I make. So I'm getting like 20K, 50K a video, and they're all seeing Mike Odyssey singing about Switch 2 at the beginning. They might get confused when all of a sudden the camera switches to me, but that's all right.
I think about it. If the video gets to 200 likes, I'll do it.
Oh shit! This video or your video?
My video.
I mean, fair enough.
All right, fair enough. Go over to Mike Odyssey's channel, drop 200 likes. He might put it up on Spotify. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get around the room, introduce everyone. We do have a sixth person who is working on some tech issues. Hopefully he pops in a little bit later in Game Junction. He's listening in the background. Well, maybe listening in the background because he can't hear us. That's the tech issue. But we'll see if he gets that figured out here at some point. So let's go ahead and drop down to our guest, Mike Odyssey, the singer extraordinaire.
What's up? What's the deal? Then appeal.
How's it going, man? He's got an extra YouTube channel in that name.
My body is ready. The Switch 2. It's so ready.
Go check out It's Superflix if you want to follow some Superman stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a second channel for superhero movies and video game movies. So I picture Nintendo Cinematic Universe is about to happen, so I might as well have a place to kind of catch that wave also, like the little wave stuff.
Not a bad idea.
Smart.
Heck yeah. And then we'll just go right next to it. We got the stash in the widescreen look because we got to see that collection.
Right.
What's up, guys? Busy week for everyone. It's holiday time. Everyone's busy. Kids are getting out of school. Is that right, Nate? When are your kids out?
This is the last week. Mm-hmm. Then they're out till like January 3rd or something.
Nice. Is that fun for you?
No.
Yeah. So I said nice, but I'm like, maybe it's not nice for you.
It's better than summer vacation. I know it's not 3 months till they're back in school. I love my kids, but yeah, look, as a parent every day I work from home, especially because I work from home. It's a little much sometimes.
Throws it off, yeah. So just give you guys an update. I've just been playing Metaphor. Not much has changed. It's still very good. I'm like 95 hours or so in.
Ooh.
And I will beat it before Christmas. That is a goal of mine. It will happen. And then the review will come shortly after. And then it's on to Indy finally. Indiana Jones. Can't wait to play it.
Oh, it's good. All right. I do one question for you, Stash. I'm going to give you an option. All right. So Stash, for those who don't know, is part of our betting special for the Game Awards. Dominated. Straight dominated. He almost had a 69 in point 68. He dominated. I was like 17 points away. Like he wrecked the bet. So he's getting a trophy. All right, he's getting a trophy. And I was looking at the trophies. So we send him one, right? He's gonna put it in the background, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna hopefully get it engraved. My original idea was, since the Stash won, I'm gonna get him an epic mustache trophy.
Ooh.
That was the original idea.
That'd be cool.
But then I saw they actually do make replicas of the Game Awards trophies as well.
With the stash on it.
That would be you got the little angel thing with a giant stash.
Okay.
So I was thinking an option. Which one would you prefer?
Oh, I mean, the stash one sounds really cool, but if this is something we're gonna do like every year,
it's every year. Yeah.
And the Game Award.
Yeah, you just want to stack a shelf of like 8 of these in a row.
Right.
Hey, you gotta get a trophy case.
Yeah.
Make mustache and put it on there.
All right. We're going with the Game Awards.
Good point, Eric. I could do that too. Yeah,
mustache
Game Awards. So
we'll do
way we can I can stack them up hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean,
there will never be one in my background at this rate.
Just you put mine up there.
Yeah, I haven't won in the last 2 years. Eric won last year. It's Stash this year. I gotta make a comeback. All right, cool. Well, we'll get that taken care of here.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. I figured I'd ask before I put like an order in or something. So, Eric, how's it going, man?
It's going.
Going.
A couple days left to work, and then I'm off for a week.
Yeah, you're looking great. The camera's looking nice.
It is.
Man.
It is nice.
That's like the Obzbot
so
Tiny MC or something, dude. That thing is nice. Nintendo Talk, how's it going, buddy?
What is up, everyone? Glad to be back.
By the way, we're I don't want to like say we're showing off, but both of us have our 100K flags behind us. So just
Oh yeah.
don't worry. The two people below us, they're 2025.
They're on their way.
Listen, mine's coming with Switch 2 2025.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2025, you guys are gonna have, because look, I don't get a new plaque to a $1 million. I'll just be honest, I'll probably never get in there. You kidding me? You see me burp with Rogers base and making him freak out. So, And look, that's the kind of content creator I am. Means I ain't getting to a mill.
That's so tough to do. Yeah.
It's very hard for any creator to get there. So, awesome. Glad you have on Nintendo Talk. We're gonna switch to baby. Dude, I can't get that song out of my head, man. My body's ready for Switch 2.
It was in my head too after I watched it. I'm like, oh man, this is not good, but it's good. You know what I mean? I just don't like getting music stuck in my head, but
it's too catchy.
It is really catchy. It's good. It's good, man. I like it. You got to go. You got to go places with that song.
He's probably gonna have a follow-up. Yeah, he's probably got more. He hasn't even put up yet. And then he vanished. Oh no, we made him mad. We made him. I think he accidentally left. I think he just came back.
That one was more like an R&B-ish kind of Boys to Men parody. Where it was a little explicit.
Okay.
Explicit.
Wait, you have another one?
Yeah, I have one that I was gonna do this year.
Are you dropping an album? I thought we were just doing a single.
Switch 2 album.
When I was
that could be a one-hit wonder. Come on.
When I was trying to decide between this one and the other one, I'm like, this is better. This is more upbeat. More.
Is it also releasing in January?
What the?
Is it also getting announced in January?
Mike, we need a ballad.
A ballad.
That's what we need. We need a ballad.
Like a hair band.
After it's announced, like just a nice emotional ballad. Because then we'll have games and stuff you can throw in it.
Yeah. I'll probably do like an 80s like power ballad with saxophone.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
80s power ballad. All right.
Yeah.
I'm Nintendo Prime. You guys know what's up. We're just going to get right into it. We got so much great stuff. Oh, wait, hold on. We might get to actually get our sixth person in. Hey, Game Junction.
Hey, all I did was switch to Google Chrome and it worked.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, who knew that they prefer Google Chrome over every other browser?
Yeah, apparently. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries.
It's all right. Welcome, man. How's it going?
It's going good. Everything's
Okay,
going
we
good.
didn't get past the intros. You're all good, man. Just in time.
All right, awesome.
All right. Let's go ahead and get to our topic roulette. The top super chat today, guys, will not be picking a topic because we already have 4. However, you guys can put your super chats in for the Q&A. We already got a few super chats in. If you want a super chat during the topic to just feature, like you have an opinion you want to throw out about what we're talking about, I will feature it while we're talking about it. And occasionally we bring up stuff from the chat once in a while when it tickles our fancy. But let's go ahead and get to our topic roulette. And let's start out. You know what? It's all Switch 2. Wait a second. For once, I have to think of Switch 2 topic, but so do you.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, I don't have to do anything. Bye.
Let's start with Nintendo Talk. Which Switch 2 topic do you want?
Let's do some game leaks. Let's do that one.
Oh, that's
Nice
a good one. Yeah, we haven't been able to talk about game leaks like ever, really. So this is great. All right, let's go to Eric.
We seemingly know exactly what the Nintendo Switch 2 looks like.
Oh, baby.
And why. How we found out.
Yeah, because last week we did a whole topic. It was like, hey, we had the leak of an accessory thing. We're like, oh, cool. But then since then we found out how they know what it looks like. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of an interesting thing to talk about because it's kind of crazy. And I'm sure Nintendo is not too happy. All right, the Thunderstash.
Well, I'll take Nintendo Switch 2 set to be revealed next month.
Oh, baby. I see. This is what happens because the last topic has 3 topics included. It's here's the cleanup topic because there's a bunch of other Switch 2 stuff. I guess I'll just take that.
You should have just said Switch 2 vomit.
Yeah. Yeah. So the last topic, guys, it literally says Switch 2 cleanup, and it deals with a whole bunch of stuff. We have a company that's been monitoring the gaming industry since '94. Going on, and they're giving some projections on sales, and that's pretty incredible. Yeah. A bunch of other stuff in there as well. I don't want to spoil everything. We'll get to that topic towards the end, because first we got to start with Nintendo Talk. What the hell are we talking about, man?
Yeah, so thanks to journalist Imran Khan from VentureBeat and the skepticism of users on Reset Era, we now know about some games coming to Switch 2 from third parties. Among these games are Witcher 4, Okami 2, and the next Onimusha. So, are we excited about these games? And do we expect them to come to Switch 2? What do we think about third parties on? We're going to get to third parties when Thunderstash goes to his topic. But yeah, any of these games excite you on Switch 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, one, they're all Game Awards announcements, right? Like that's kind of what people were talking. Like, oh yeah, well, no, basically users on Reset Era were like, why are we even talking about Switch? Like, these games aren't coming to Switch 2. And then Imran Khan's just like, what are you talking about? First off, I already know personally a bunch of these games are coming to Switch 2, especially the ones that, happen to already have a prior entry on Switch. Why would you just think they're suddenly not going to be on Switch 2? Well, look, Witcher 3, right? Okami HD came over. So, yeah, we have an Omunisha game. So, look, obviously the big thing with Witcher 4 and Okami 2 is they're probably pretty far off. Like, Okami 2 hasn't even started development. They announced it was starting development. And Witcher 4 probably has some dev done, but it's probably still 2-3 years off. I would venture to guess, because a lot of them were doing all the Cyberpunk DLC. So I think what's more interesting is being like, well, if Witcher 4 is coming over, does that mean we're also going to get a port of Cyberpunk 2077?
Oh, yeah.
Like a complete edition with all the DLC.
That's true.
Because there's been a lot of debate over, will that game even run on Switch? I'm like, well, it runs on Steam Deck, and Switch 2 is reportedly more powerful than Steam Deck, so it shouldn't be a problem or to be there. I know it's hard for people to believe. Yes, Switch 2 will be more powerful than the most popular handheld PC.
Yep.
But the most popular handheld PC is not even the most powerful handheld PC. Like, I don't know if people realize that out there. But of course, the other ones usually cost a lot more. I think ROG Ally is the one that's more price competitive on the lower end.
$100.
Yeah, but they have a cheaper one. There's a cheaper ROG Ally for like $450 or something. Anyways, yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. My opinion is every third-party game we saw at the Game Awards is going to be on Switch 2. I think every single one of them. Anything that's multi-plat, anyways. And even we just had rumors come out, I think, for Microsoft. Pretty much all their games are going to end up going to PlayStation in the future. So Halo and future Halo games and stuff. And that's cool. It's probably coming to Switch 2 as well. They just can't say it yet because got to announce the platform, right? I got to announce it.
Witcher 3 came to Switch, so I think it's possible.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, exactly.
The Wolfenstein games. Civ 7 is coming to Switch next year. Did not expect that. I thought for sure they would be like, nah, we'll wait for Switch 2. No, we're bringing it right to Switch. We don't even care. Sweet.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm just the negative person here, but until Switch 2 comes out and we see what it's capable of, I really can't get excited about third parties on Nintendo yet, because the Switch, although we do have some ports that look pretty nice for a handheld, I'm not gonna pick the Doom version, even though that's a pretty bad example, but I'm not gonna play Witcher on Switch when I could play it on even a PS4. So I'm still skeptical.
Cool, baby.
I know, yeah. I'm still skeptical. I will be playing Okami 2 on the Switch. But crazy graphic games, they haven't proven yet that they can handle it. So maybe I'm just a negative.
Yeah, I think it's a little negative there because
I think so, yeah.
There's
a negative tone there.
Next gen exclusive or current gen.
But it's still a handheld, right? So it's not going to be a portable PS5.
Well, question: Have you played any handheld PCs before? Have you played a Steam Deck?
I played a Steam Deck, yeah.
Yeah. Did you like how the games looked on it?
Yes, but Nintendo's not going to put out a premium thing like that. I don't think.
I mean,
that's where
I think it's going to be better.
It's going to be better than that.
I played Steam Deck and I played Switch. Steam Deck is crap.
Well,
my friends.
I'm not going that far. Whoa.
Let me tell you,
Steam Deck is great.
Let me tell you what I mean. I mean is that Steam Deck. I think Steam Deck is okay, but they
Did you just say it was crap?
It's crap. For me, it is. It literally burnt my hand when I was just trying to play ukulele. I'm the game is loading.
Yeah.
The entire thing heated up.
Sure.
It heated up. I picked it up and I had to drop it. It was so hot. That meaning they haven't not perfected the cooling, and since they have not perfected the cooling, all they wanted to do is release a powerful handheld. They didn't think it through and waited a couple of years maybe to kind of perfect the cooling. I think Nintendo, when they do a handheld, Nintendo. Okay. Nobody does handheld better than Nintendo. They've been doing it since the 80s. If Nintendo is willing to put more power into a system, trust me, they thought it through. And if we're hearing that we are getting a more powerful system than the Steam Deck, I trust Nintendo to do a better job when it comes to the cooling, battery, and everything else on the Switch, on Nintendo.
Now, one thing I want to clarify, for starters, I'm glad that Nintendo talks kind of like the negative Nancy on it, because obviously all of us are going to be like super hyped for the most part. Yeah. You know, assume all the rumors and reports are true, and obviously we haven't actually seen anything on it. And regardless of anything that, you know, even me or Nintendo might have heard behind the scenes because we're in the news, even hearing things, it doesn't. We haven't seen it, right? Got scenes believing. But one thing to point out is that a lot of people don't realize the Steam Deck isn't even as powerful as a PS4. That's why I brought it up, because like I think an expectation of this being a PS4 in your pocket is pretty reasonable. Just because the technology leap is so different. Even like the tech reportedly in it is newer tech than what's in the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Now the big thing is like Steam Deck is all AMD. This is ARM and NVIDIA. So they are different types of technologies and even direct competitors. I think a lot of people kind of feel like the reason that it's probably going to be at least PS4 which would then make it a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck, is because this is NVIDIA's showcase for handheld gaming. This is their chip that showcases what NVIDIA can do that maybe AMD can't, especially at a given price point. Because right now AMD dominates handheld PCs. They absolutely dominated. Yeah. And NVIDIA is making a fully custom chip just for Nintendo. Now, I can understand why NVIDIA might not care that AMD is dominating. How many Tegra X1s are in people's hands? 146 million or something? I'm pretty sure that they're pretty happy with just being with the market leader. But it is one of those things where I feel like they don't want to release something that like, oh, the best-selling handheld PC is still better than us, even though we released a product 2+3+ years later after that product came out. I know there is some concern because the Steam Deck has, I think, 4 gigs more RAM, like 16 versus 12. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that some people do bring up. But you know, it is one of those things that obviously when it's revealed, that'll be really telling. Like if they show games running on Switch 2, like third-party ones, like say Black Ops 6, and they show, hey, there's like a thing on the thing that says running on Switch 2 hardware, and it looks really damn good. I think a lot of people's fears that it can't handle the games. When I say handle, I don't think anyone thinks we're not going to get games.
Yep.
No.
We're going to get them. The question is, are they going to be good enough in the AAA video game space for people to be like, you know what? I will play it on here instead of playing it somewhere else, even if it will, like, it's not going to run as well as PS5 Pro, of course. Not even as well as PS5. PS5 is going to be able to run the games better, higher resolution, more ray tracing, probably all that. But can it at 1080p in handheld, 60 FPS, and look good? Even if they have to turn ray tracing off, can it look good at 60 FPS, 1080p AAA? If it can, then I think a lot of people will be like, yeah, I don't necessarily need to. I could dock this thing, go 1440p on my TV, 60 FPS, or on the go, 1080p. A lot of people will be very happy with that. Yeah. Nintendo fans, we're going to be happy regardless. Nintendo games are going to look incredible. I don't think any of us doubt Nintendo's going to bring the goods. They brought the goods on Switch. They're going to bring the goods on Switch too. But this is the big conversation because AAA is the unknown. Like, everything we're hearing is they're really excited and we're going to get a lot of the games, and that's good. You know, Paul Gale never going out there saying, oh, man, they're really excited about this platform. He was at the Game Awards at the after party. Like, they're all excited. You know, what I've heard from the developers, they're super excited for this thing. But is the excitement just they think they're going to sell a lot of copies because Nintendo's the market leader and we just weren't supporting them before? Or is the excitement, hey, we're actually excited because our games look good on this damn thing and run?
Yeah.
One of my biggest concerns is when the Switch first came out in 2017, it was great. It was at the standard of gaming.
Yeah.
But then you go 2 years in the future, and even then it was like, okay, we need a more powerful. So I just don't want that to happen. I know technology moves and moves.
Yeah, moves really fast. Yeah.
I would like a little bit more future proofing, even if it means we pay $50 extra, for like that's my only concern. And the other thing I wanted to ask you guys, do you think when third-party games are being developed, do you think it's just going to be like, okay, here's the Switch 2 version, Do you still think they're gonna make like? Are we still gonna get delays? Are we gonna get games more often day one?
I think the first year there might be some delays just because they didn't know exactly when it was going to come out, and it's really hard to time everything until it's out. I think once we're in 2026, I think it's going to be pretty much day and date because we're going to get to a topic later about the projected sales. But if the projected sales are anywhere close to correct, you're just dumb if you're not day and date on the platform that's exploding.
Yeah.
Like you're going to want to be in there early, get Nintendo fans used to buying your stuff early, especially when you're like a Call of Duty or an Assassin's Creed, games that come out a bit more often, the sports games. Like you're really going to want to be there day and date, not treat them like they're secondhand citizens. Yeah. We did see some better treatment of that in the later stages of Switch, but we also were getting dwindling support in the later stages of Switch. So like we have less AAA games coming to Switch now than we did like 4 years ago.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to add was that I think development has become a lot better now in regards to the engines people are building on. And for example, Unreal Engine is a good one. For example, developers can now build up, right? They can build up, and as they go up, they can separate whatever platform that specific game goes for, and then continue building up according to the specifications of that particular platform. So let's say Nintendo Switch 2 has, it's less power than PS5, less ray tracing, they can still build up. Get the port from Switch 2 out, have that ready, continue building up.
You know what game might be a good comparison at launch? Fortnite. Yeah. The Fortnite's Unreal Engine 5 running on Switch. And I bet you they'll have a day one update ready for that for Switch 2. Because we're going to want Switch 2 owners to have that better experience. So I'm very curious, like, how much better is that experience? Do we get 60 FPS as an example? That would be huge. I mean, that would be massive. It's pretty rough on Switch. I play on Switch like every week. It's pretty rough on Switch. Game Junction, what are you thinking about this stuff?
I mean, my thoughts are, I think all those games are coming to Switch. I think there is going to be probably a delay, like you said, the first year with an adjustment of the timing of the Switch 2 coming out. But I think it's got to be day and day. I think it has to be. Like it's going to be able to run most of these AAA games at that point with DLSS and whatever their proprietary version of that is, or whatever the deal is. I think that it should be day and day for sure.
Yep.
I think I can go as far as to say that that Nintendo Switch 2 will be better than PlayStation 4, and I think everybody here agrees, right? It'll be better than PlayStation 4 just because of the tech we have nowadays. I mean, they're not building a PS4; they're building up a Switch with even let's go as far as the most basic tech that the Switch has: hard drive. We're not going to be using a disk hard drive or not even an SSD. We're using an M.2 drive, which is crazy and super fast for faster loads. The games will run faster. You know what I mean? You'll get better read speeds from the actual drive itself. So just with the hard drive itself, with the storage, there's already a huge leap over the PlayStation 4. Then we have an ARM chip, okay, versus what's the other company?
Ryzen? AMD?
Who builds the chips for PlayStation? I don't know. I don't know a lot
AMD.
about
Ryzen.
AMD does, right? So basically we have ARM chips, which are basically made to be as efficient as possible when it comes to power, right? But still maintain that same power, right? And it also helps the cooling, which also helps the speed of the game and helps the CPU, work faster. So having that ARM chip, and I don't think we're gonna have an ARM chip from 2014. We're having the ARM chip. I would say, look at 2019, right? Let's say that Nintendo uses old technology, but still having that, Apple themselves have proven that you cannot underestimate an ARM chip. You can really get a lot out of it, especially with their, right now we have the iPhone 16, whatever, right? This thing is a beast. The M2, which is already sadly old, does an amazing, like Mac. Nate has the you have the what do you call that, the studio?
What about the Mac Studio you're talking about?
Yeah, you have the Mac Studio with
No,
the,
I don't have it anymore, but I
You know.
did.
Well, the ARM chip has proven that you can get a lot of power out of something small. The latest Mac Mini, which is insane, the Mac Mini with the M4 is this small, and it's being compared to the Mac Pro, the $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 Mac Pro, but with a little something like this. If you guys own an Apple TV, you know how small it is. It's around the size of an Apple TV.
It's like 2 Apple TVs stacked on top of each other.
It's insane. That's how small it is, and it's just a powerhouse of a system. So, we can't underestimate the power of the ARM chip. And I think that once Nintendo comes out with Switch 2 and using that ARM chip capability with AI upscaling, I think it's going to impress a lot of people. And I think that third-party developer is going to be bigger than everybody expects it to be.
Eric, what do you think of these big games coming?
Honestly, the more games, the better, because that means more people probably picking up Switch, and that's good for Nintendo, and that's good for us because that means Nintendo has more money to do more stuff. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, don't be afraid to trash Nintendo talk. Tell him that he's wrong.
Bitch,
Listen, all the reports that we're getting, this is going to be so powerful. I'm hopeful, but
I get
it's
it.
one of those
It's one of those. I'll see it when I believe. I'll believe it. When I see
it's
it.
hard to believe.
Exactly.
Nintendo hasn't gone for power in a while. Now we say that Switch was the most powerful gaming handheld in the world when it came out. However, technology moves really quick, and it, obviously within 2 years, phones and other stuff had passed it because now they started focusing more on gaming and handheld because Switch was doing so well. Like, hey, this is something people want to do. Let's put more emphasis on games on phones and handheld stuff. So, and I think if Switch Pro would have came out, maybe people's opinions would be a bit less tepid with Nintendo because then you'd be like, oh, Nintendo was trying to keep up a little bit during the generation, but we didn't get it. We presume because of COVID. So this is one of those things that if it's good enough for right now, 4 years from now, they could throw out a Pro model, give us an upgrade, extend another 4 years, and then we'll be good. The question is, will Nintendo do that? When people say Nintendo doesn't do those kind of things, the DSi and the new 3DS were their last 2 handhelds before Switch. Those were upgrades. Those were they boosted the specs. So there is a history of Nintendo doing it, and there was rumors they were doing it again.
They're doing it now. They're doing it now.
Well, now, it's a new generation, though. One thing I will say is that I do feel one reason people, I think, are going to like Switch 2 at least year one. We'll see about future years. Is it is going to feel like a generational leap over Switch. People will notice it is significantly more powerful than Switch. But to Nintendo boy, that doesn't mean it's powerful enough.
Yeah.
Especially when they're trying to probably keep it around 400. And now he talks about like, hey, just throw $50 more, make it more powerful. I mean, come on, they could make it $1,000. I'll fucking buy it. But like, how many? I mean, everyone on the show might buy it, but like,
And I have no concern about Nintendo. Nintendo literally could keep making games for the current Switch for like 10 more years. It's the third parties that,
if they wanted.
Listen, I know Nintendo's future. Why? Because this is Furukawa's first baby, right? This is Furukawa's baby.
Yeah, his first.
He's been carrying Iwata's baby. Being his adopted dad for the past 7 years now, and this is his first baby. He's gonna cradle it. He's gonna hug it, kiss it, give it all the bells and whistles, and not only that, but I think Furukawa is the reason why we are going with the Switch 2, and we're not going with something crazy like
tuck it in at night.
What?
Make sure there's protection around it. We got it.
Life insurance and stuff.
He's coddling. Okay.
But also,
Furukawa is the reason why we're getting a Switch 2. Okay, he's okay. I work for Apple, guys, so all my analogies are Apple-ish.
Yeah, we know at this point, Mike. I don't know if you've made a single analogy that wasn't Apple since I've met you.
Right? Remember when Steve Jobs was in there? He was innovative. He changed everything. Like the phone was different from this one. But
can we say that Furukawa is Steve Jobs now?
No, Iwata was Steve Jobs. He's a creative. He's like the
iconic.
Exactly. Right now, what we have is a Tim Cook, which is all money, all safety. Right. Tim Cook is the reason Apple is the first $1 trillion company in the world. And so what Tim Cook did was just keep the phone looking the same, over year over year with incremental upgrades. So you can expect the Nintendo Switch to look exactly the same for the next 50 years. There's not going to be there's not going to be any crazy changes like Nintendo used to do before, because I think Nintendo is past that. I think they've come to where they wanted to be, which is, of course, like I said, perfected the form factor, right? They were the kings of handheld, they were the kings of console. Now they're the kings of both, right? And so why would they want to change a recipe that's working? All they're gonna do is continue to improve on it. We got the LCD. It's on purpose, guys. It's on purpose. The LCD will come, right? Then the OLED will come along, believe it or not, with a little bit of a bump in power as well, right? And that bump is not to make games, the games not compatible, but it'll still be compatible, just run a little better, right? And then every future console will just be another Switch. I wasn't on board with the name Switch, but I can now see it now. I come around to Nate's thinking and you guys thinking around about, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's how it's going to stay from now on. I think Nintendo's going to be
Apple, man. You should have told us already.
It's the Switch now.
Apple,
we have the
man.
Switch. Switch 2, Switch 3 is going to come out, Switch 2.5 or whatever, right? And yeah, I forgot where I was going with this song.
That's all right. That's all right. Let's throw it to Thunderstad.
Nintendo not going anywhere. That's my.
All right. So, yeah, I'm really hyped for these games. Witcher 4, when we were watching it on the live stream, I was looking real closely at that trailer just because I was like, man, this looks crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it looked real to me. Like, I had to look very, very closely to see if it was honestly real or if it was like an in-game engine. So, hearing that would be coming to Switch 2 is very exciting because CD Projekt Red really pushes the envelope when it comes to their tech, right? Of course, we saw that with Cyberpunk. Like, that is a great game to kind of run a baseline for whatever kind of setup you have. Like, if it can run that, then you're in good shape. So that kind of leads me to my next point, and that the rumor, right, that we're kind of working off of is the Switch 2 is being compared to the ROG Ally. The ROG Ally is more powerful than the PS4 Pro, the Series S, and the Steam Deck. I ran all the numbers.
Yeah.
I looked at all of this. I did quite a bit of research on it. It's more powerful than all of those, okay? So walk with me here. If all of these consoles that are really good, like PS4 Pro is excellent. Series S, I just played Black Ops on that. I played the whole game on there, did the review. Excellent game. Graphics were great. 60 FPS, 4K on the Series S. The ROG Ally is more powerful than the Series S. So,
How much is the Ally though?
The Ally X is 800. I know that just because
So,
I'm about
like-
to buy one.
How high can Nintendo go? Because they've always priced their consoles very affordably. Like Nintendo's always been the.
They're gonna
cheapest.
stay affordable. They're gonna stay affordable because Nintendo waits for the prices on the chips and on components to go down in order to make a console. And I think that's why they're going with LCD now, so that they can cut price.
What Mike was saying, though, yeah, I 100% agree with him, though. But we all think that, right? LCD, you got to keep the price lower so you can get people in there at the $399 to $449. I would say 500 max.
Also,
is
the
gonna
base
be
power
it.
of the Ally is $399. Just to be
Yeah,
clear.
it's $399, guys.
Baby one.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm saying, like, this is in the price range. Just like I did research a lot of this. I could have made a video on it, but I just don't make videos like that. But
That's me.
yeah, exactly. So the point is that, hey, if you've played the Series S and you like it, which again, I have a Series S to play the Game Pass games. I like it. When I played Black Ops 6, it was 4K 60. That's the latest Black Ops. And the Switch 2 should be more powerful than that. We know it's going to have more RAM based on what we know
Yeah.
Yeah.
than the Series S. So just from a number standpoint, not even factoring in the DLSS. Okay. What's the holdup here? All of these games should run great on the Switch 2. That's why I think everything's coming to the Switch 2. Now, as far as getting it day and date, it's exactly what Nate said. Because a lot of these games have been in development. We all know how long video game development times are now. So unless you had a kit a couple of years ago, is it going to be able to come out the same day when they've been working on a game for PS5 for 3 years and the Switch version for only one? Probably not. Probably not the same day, but that will change come 2026, 2027. It'll be day and date, no problem.
Yeah.
There's going to be some serious shit, guys.
Yeah.
Switch to. Like, if it's ROG Ally, like if it's that good, and then you add in the Nintendo difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
You add in what Nintendo can do.
Mm.
This is going to be nuts. So that's where I stand with this. As far as the third parties go, again, it's more power. It's on par with the ROG Ally. So what's the issue? You should be able to do it, no problem.
I like what
it also has a lighter operating system as well. Like ROG Ally is using Windows, which is not a light operating system.
No, not at all.
So to give you a little bit more cushion and tent talk, so you can feel better, like lay down better tonight and just kind of rest in the
I still
clouds.
sleep peacefully.
I mean, I know third parties are happy from what
Yeah.
I've heard, but
Yeah. Then today, well, I'm
Ian is
sure it
believing.
wasn't today, but it was this week. I was listening to Kid and Chris's podcast. They were very kind of not wanting to talk about Switch 2 because they're very close to Nintendo and they wanted to not jump on anything. But then they said they had to because way too many sources, credible sources, companies were saying the same exact information about the same exact specs, and then giving us the same exact model of the system. That to a point, okay, this has to be real because everybody's kind of, when you have more than one person saying the same exact specs, the more than one person talking about the same system and then describing it the same exact way, then it's not just one source, it's many sources that are confirming this information. And so that just, I'm hyped, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good to hear.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we would probably move on, but that's just hey, seeing is believing. Obviously, the reveal could be all Nintendo
Tomorrow, give it tomorrow.
to satiate his worries. Then again, he still hasn't gone hand on himself, so probably like, nah, until I play it. I'll buy that one AAA game, or I'll get one company to send me a copy. I'm gonna boot it up. It's gonna suck. I'm going back to PS5.
Well, also third parties have a lot more faith in Nintendo because I remember going from Wii U to Switch. We weren't getting games day and date because no one freaking bought a Wii U, but now install base is there, and
There's only a couple companies like being really like the Doom people. What's that company name? id Software. Like they were treating. They did like we got day and date Wolfenstein, the latest one they've made. We got that one day and date. All right, let's go ahead and get to our next topic, and that I believe is Eric. What are we talking about?
Yeah, seeing is believing. We went over last week the imagery of the Nintendo Switch 2. This week, we now know how it happened. According to D-Brand's CEO, they got their hands on a full 3D scan of what appears to be the final hardware, to the point where they handed an outlet the exact dimensions of the system. Crazy, huh? So how do we think this happened? Do we think Nintendo is bothered by it? What are our general thoughts on the design?
It's all part of the plan.
They're the ones that put it out.
I mean, Nintendo has not. They don't have to spend that much money in promotion. We're doing everything for them. We're hyping the fans up. Let's link how it looks because it looks the same. So let's just add the little USB port and just kind of let them talk on their own. I mean, this is the best marketing ploy from the most evil. Like I could literally see a really evil scientist just kind of, it's all working out, part of my plan, because at this point I'm already convinced, and I haven't even seen the system officially. You know what I mean? I've seen the system. I like that it's a bigger screen. the anticipation itself about a more powerful console. By the time I thought that maybe 6 months, but now I'm believing the shorter announcement to release period, just because we're doing it. It's us, we're Nintendo's plan to promote the system,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it's working.
Yeah. Like, we got multiple of these YouTubers now. We looked at one last week. Multiple of them got sent a to scale print, basically, of the Nintendo Switch 2. We're about to see it sent by Galore. And what I think is interesting about all of this is, no, I don't think Nintendo's happy. Like, I'm pretty sure they never wanted the 3D scan to get out, because based on, I talked to D-Brand's CEO personally. Most of the stuff I can't talk about because it was off the record, but it's really wild that this happened, because we didn't have this happen with Switch. There wasn't a 3D scan that got out. It just didn't happen. We had a drawing get out. Someone drew exactly what the Switch was, who worked in the factory, but we never had a scan get out. Because, see, the scans are particular. The fact that it even said it was a 3D scan is wild, because I can already tell you maybe where the scan came from. It sounds like it came from Foxconn, as an example. Why would they have a 3D scan? Well, because you use it for quality control. It is something they actually use in manufacturing. So the 3D scan came from manufacturing, came from specific departments in manufacturing, because only specific ones would be doing 3D scans. This is all just stuff you can deduce yourself based on the publicly available information, not based on anything I was told. I don't know who sent it to them. I want to be very clear about that. I have an idea, but I can't say anything based on something they shared with me, because I have actually seen part of the 3D scan to know it was actually a real 3D scan. Like this, they aren't bullshitting. It's a high quality factory made 3D scan. It is crazy. So I think this whole thing is really, really interesting for a number of reasons. That's why all the accessory makers are dropping all this stuff. Screen protector here from Galore, plus the case. We've obviously seen a whole bunch of grips. Today we saw a wheel, right? We got a wheel out there, Mario Kart wheel. No surprise there. We've been getting those since the Wii days. So to me, I think, and even Kit and Krista, who worked at for Nintendo all the years, they think like this is all legit. Like everyone has it. It makes a lot of sense that this is legit. It looks like a Switch. A lot of people expected it would look like a Switch. Is what we're seeing right here. Supposedly what it looks like. And there's some interesting things we're learning. Like in this video here, he eventually tries to put it in the OLED dock, and we learn it doesn't fit. Doesn't actually slot into the OLED dock. Now, again, this is not obviously a retail one. Like the air vents aren't cut out there on the bottom, and it still has like the OLED style kickstand, which we believe it's a U style instead of the OLED. Because the other ones that made it based on the 3D scans all seem to have the U kickstand, not the OLED style. But it's really interesting looking at what they did with the design overall, because it just looks like a Switch. But yet, when you hold it, everyone who has these models say it feels different. It feels more comfortable. Like he's showing the whole disconnect and reconnect from the side kind of thing. That looks really solid. Now, that's not obviously exactly how it's going to work, because that's just pure magnets. There's nothing else going on. But that looks really solid to me. That already, just with magnets, looks way more solid than the rail system that we had. So that's really great. Obviously, you see size comparisons. It's obviously, right here showing it next to the OLED. It's bigger than the OLED, which isn't a surprise.
By a lot.
But it's smaller than the Steam Deck. So, it's in between, which I think is maybe, the sweet spot to be.
Yeah.
Some people are going to be like, oh, but I want a smaller one. There'll be a light. Relax. You might have to wait 2 years. They'll release a more pocketable version with non-detachable controllers. They do it every time. DS Lite, 3DS Lite, Wii Mini, for crying out loud. Probably would have had a Wii U Mini if, it actually took off. So I'm just saying that, there's going to be a smaller, more pocketable one. If you think this is too big for you, no one's saying you got to get this thing day one. You can wait. There'll be a better library if you wait. Wait a couple years. Easier to get as well. You might have bundles at that point for the holidays and stuff. But I do think that the design overall is pretty interesting. We got the USB-C ports on both sides. I think that's really cool. Obviously, we have that extra C button. Someone did a super chat about that. I'll get to later in the Q&A section about what they think it might be. I just have to say that like it's crazy that this got out there, the whole 3D scan. But also, hey Nintendo, I think you maybe just waited too long to reveal this thing. It's in like we have all the evidence in the sales, not in the shipping data that this has been in mass manufacturing since September.
Yeah.
Like, what did they think was going to happen? If it's 3 months later and you still haven't revealed it, I mean. Yeah, and now we actually have. We'll get into this during my topic, but there's we now have like this guy on Reddit who apparently has held the thing in hand, and there's photos floating around of the dock and all this other stuff. So like we have it's just not public yet, guys, but it sounds like it's gonna be public before the end of the month.
Yeah, didn't they say Christmas?
Yeah, they said like Christmas or the day after Christmas or something like that.
But this has me doubting all that because like there's so many renders now. There's like 3D models that people have, like, but the moderator confirmed it or something.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it a little bit later. I'm willing to talk about this now because I've talked to a number of the images are now floating around. Journalists have it. Multiple mods have it. I have it. People on the show have seen it with me.
Show it.
I do not have. I can't show it because like if there's potential that you can identify like where this is in the background.
Okay.
So, but what may be interesting is there's a new article that just went out right before our show. I linked it to you guys right before the show. A new article went out where they got their hands on the images. They got an extra image that I didn't get. So I've only seen the dock. They got an image of the Switch 2 turned sideways with the rail system. You can look inside and see the rail, where you connect the Joy-Con. And in the background of it, you can see the U-shaped kickstand kicked out. Okay. And that's the one that because like there's some doubt I have about the dock one potentially that it might be faked, but that and a journalist looking at it and being like, no, that this literally looks like this is like it's got the metal components in there, all the connection points and everything. Like this looks like the real deal. And apparently the guy is going to be going hands on with it again soon. Maybe that's why he wants to wait till Christmas. Because I think he said he might get to turn it on the next time he goes hands on with it. So like that could give us even more crazy information. So it sounded like this guy over on Reddit might be legit, but just sticking with just the base design based on the 3D scan, because that is something at this point I think all of us are fairly confident it has to be legit at this point. Everyone seems to have it. All these manufacturers seem to have it.
Yeah.
Are you guys happy that it basically just looks like a Switch?
Doesn't matter to me.
Yes.
As long as the games are good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I am. Fine.
Yes. Only thing that can make me happier is if they released a Fantastic series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they need to step their special edition game up.
That would
do.
seriously be fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie.
For real.
At the beginning, like at the very, very beginning, in the back of my head, I did have a little bit of a like. I wish I would have been just a little bit different, look a little more modern,
Yeah.
have like a little sleeker look instead of just being the exact Switch, extra large, right? Like if you went to McDonald's, make it an extra large Switch, please.
Yeah, I thought they would get rid of the bezel at least, but
Something, yeah.
If they went back to LCD, it might be edge-lit again.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
So
happen.
I warmed up. I warmed up to the because I already love the Switch. I did warm up to the, it being what it is and the cast button because I'm gonna cut it the cast button.
The cast button.
The cast button.
Well, we'll get to that a little bit later.
I'm still a little bummed about
Good.
the LCD because I love the OLED Switch so much, but it's like
There's advantages to LCD as well, and LCD tech has come a long way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's not
The
the
OLED
LCD.
big advantage is the black levels. Like the black levels are insane, which makes all the colors pop a lot. But LCDs have their own advantages as well. Being LCD, like people that think, being LCD is bad. Have you ever played a PlayStation Portal?
Yeah.
Because that's LCD and it looks just fine.
it looks good.
It's
It looks
fantastic.
really good.
Yeah, and it's not the same
Most
LCD on the Switch.
are LCDs too, and they look fine.
Yeah.
It was rumored that it was going to be LCD, One of the rumors at some point was 120 hertz.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was one of those rumors.
HDR.
HDR.
When HDR is done right,
It has to.
when HDR is done right, it looks great.
Yeah.
I could only imagine how good it's going to look on that screen, even being an LCD. And again, when in regards to the technology, right, from Switch 1 to now, it's come a long way with LCD screens. Like they didn't just stop. Like they didn't just say, "Hey, okay, we're satisfied with LCD tech. We're not going to try to improve it anymore." It's actually improved quite a bit. And again, that was another one of those things I did a deep dive on, and I probably could have made a video on, but I really don't want to. But it is very interesting if you guys want to deep dive that at any point. Maybe when like you're in the bathroom and you're sitting on the toilet, it's a good read, something you can deep dive into when you're on your phone.
Don't deep dive in when you're in the toilet, though.
Yeah, don't do that.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, definitely
fair
don't
enough,
do
yeah.
that. Is anyone disappointed?
No.
There's a small part of me that's like, I kind of want the Nintendo wackiness, but
Yeah.
I think this works from
Safe.
a business standpoint. It's easy. It's not like a friggin' Xbox situation where it's like Xbox 360, Xbox One. Like, if they call it Switch 2 and it looks similar and there's new games, I think it's a win.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I also thought about the screen too, and it's like, have you guys seen some of the mods you can do
Oh yeah, I
Like,
ordered the super mod for the
for the OLED for the
Yeah,
Switch
yeah.
Lite?
yeah
Cool.
touch screen, everything.
Can't wait to see
Yeah.
you do a video on that because I want to hear like your honest thoughts on it when you do it. But I will say like that company alone, they're already getting like their reps in right now with making an OLED mod for a Nintendo product. Now again, this is going to void your warranty, obviously, but let me ask you something. I have my regular Nintendo sitting right over here. I have my Super, my 64. I got my top load NES. You think I need to use the warranty for anything? No, it's Nintendo, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, void away. That stuff still works from the 80s.
Quality.
My original Game Boy still works. The big one from
If there's anything you need
89.
to use the warranty on, it might just be the Joy-Cons, and we're not modifying those. We're talking about the screen, baby.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you can get an OLED screen mod. I guarantee you. I bet.
Don't tempt me with a good time, buddy.
What do you think, Game Junction? You think within the first 6 to 12 months at the most,
Yeah,
they will
it's
be
gonna
pretty damn close, if not out already, an OLED mod?
Yeah, this company Super 7, man. That's what they're called, right?
Yeah.
Super 7. Yeah.
Super 8, I think it is. Super 8.
They're super. Okay.
That's a movie.
Oh, jeez.
That's a movie, right?
Now I'm getting confused, but yeah, I think 6 to 12 months. I think it's a good length of time to be ready for it. All they really got to figure out the size, getting it connected and good to go.
I bet they're already
It's
working on it.
Super 5. Super 5.
Super 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I ordered a mod for my Switch Lite because
Yeah, me too.
I did. Nate remembers this a long time ago. I did contact the company to make me an OLED screen like years ago for my OLED. They did bring it to me, but then I broke the Switch installing it.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm-
god.
Like if one of those comes out in the first 6 to 12 months, guys, I'll make a video about it. I'll live stream and make a video about it.
yeah.
Like, why not? It'll be sick. And if I break it at that point, yeah, that fucking sucks. That really sucks. I gotta buy another Switch 2. But you know what? I gotta buy 5 at launch anyways. So what's a 6th one a year later, right?
So I know you're buying mine. So who else are you buying for?
I think mine. And,
Well, yeah. I think it's
people
us, right?
want to
Us
throw
5
it.
here.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
No
You know what I am going to do this time, which I wish I would have done with the Switch one, but I
guess.
I didn't want to give up my Joy-Cons.
Mhm.
Is I will probably maybe I'll just order the cases for them, but I'm going to get the Fantastic cases. You can get them on like eBay and Etsy, and they look great. They look just like the Fantastic 64 controllers and consoles. So I'm going to do that like from the get-go. I'm going to customize it to my liking.
Do it.
Yeah, why not?
So yeah, I mean, look, obviously mods and all that are a thing. I it's crazy the 3D scans got out. Nintendo's probably not happy. They probably have their ninjas already on it trying to figure out what happened. If you guys are worried about all these accessory makers getting in trouble, that's not really what happened. They go after the person who leaked it. Because these accessory makers aren't under NDAs or any of that stuff, and none of them are partners with Nintendo. Like D-Brand and Satisfy, big brands, they don't work with Nintendo. But D-Brand has been trolling Nintendo for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So they really don't care. They're not worried about Nintendo at all. They are worried about the source getting in trouble because they would obviously like to continue to
and
have access to
leaked.
future things so they can make accessories and make money. But yeah, it's one of those things that it's unfortunate for Nintendo, fortunate for all of us, especially content creators. But it is one of those things where we need to Nintendo needs to do something about it. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think they just waited too long. If they had just revealed this in September, when it went into mass manufacturing, it wouldn't have been a problem, wouldn't have been a thing. But they waited and they waited, probably because of the holidays, and it's out there now. Do I think this is going to actually hurt them? No, but it probably just makes people even more hyped because now, like, people now no longer expect it to be some crazy different thing. So now that that's out of the way, and people just know, oh, it's going to be a more powerful Switch. Now it's just we need to see it in action so we can see the games. Because the games are going to sell the thing. That's the bottom line. All right, let's go to our next topic, Thunderstash. What are we dealing with here?
Okay, so this is in regards to, of course, the Switch 2 being revealed next month. Which, guys, I mean, how many times do we talk about it over the last couple of months that the rest of this year is going to fly by? And that it sounds like Switch 2 is a long ways away, but October, November, December just flies by. It's like, dude, today's the 18th, man. This is our last episode before Christmas, and then it's going to be New Year. So this is going to happen fast. And so our very own Nintentalk here, I don't know if you saw his tweet, but he put it out there, and a lot of people got this tweet. I was watching, I was at the gym playing basketball yesterday, and I watched the Kid and Krista video. And they mentioned you, Nintentalk. They showed your tweet. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Yeah, you were definitely out there. So
You famous, buddy.
the Switch 2, as you said, is going to be revealed next month. Then Nate here at Nintendo Prime said the same thing. And this isn't the first time January has been rumored. But at this time, do we even call it a rumor, guys? When half the host, and I'm in accordance with that too. I completely agree that's coming in January. You guys have direct knowledge on January. So when? Let's talk about when, okay? Because let's say we're all in agreement that January is when it's going to happen. But let's kind of drill down on that. Let's give a time frame. What week? How many weeks we got in January? Is this the 5-week month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 through 5, guys, which one's it going to be? Unless you want to take a really bold prediction and give an exact date.
Ooh, that would be
The 12th.
The 12th? You're saying the 12th? That's a Sunday.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I mean, it's
Never
really
mind.
possible. You never know.
You want to go with your Sunday prediction? Rick?
Nintendo-
It'd be Monday there, though.
Things.
Yeah,
That
it would
is
be
true.
Monday.
That
It would
is
be
true.
Monday in Japan. That's true.
Yeah, good point.
Well, I want to clarify. I don't know the week. Like in terms of yes, I was told next month. I was not given a time frame. I tried. I was just told it'll be before February. Okay, well, that's the whole month. So thanks. That doesn't help me. So I wasn't even going to say anything. And then Nintendo just puts the tweet out. And I'm like, well, fuck. It's out. The cat's out of the bag now. I guess I might as well just throw it out there. So I'm not sure which week. Like, there's some stuff out there. Some people, like the person who predicted the PlayStation 5 exact release date has come out and said, "Hey, I was told to share this thing. It was a Switch 2 logo." Which goes with how all the rumors think it is. Switch logo with the 2 next to it, and then Nintendo Switch underneath. So basically, shift over the Switch logo, shrink it down, put a 2. All right, cool. Basically what everyone's been doing this entire time in all our videos and thumbnails, because That's the thing that made sense if it was going to be a Switch 2. Some people moved the text over and put the 2 next to that, but whatever. And then he said, "Hey, it's going to be revealed in the middle of January." Is what he didn't give us an exact day like he did with the PlayStation 5 Pro, but he said middle of January. He's been right on some other stuff as well. So I find that interesting. He's from my GTA 6 Discord, but it is kind of cool that like he's been writing some stuff. So that's something to consider. Middle of January. I know Samus Hunter said it would be like revealed before Donkey Kong, which comes out on the 16th. But then again, that also fits the middle of January thing. If it's that week of the 13th to the 18th, that's kind of the week for the middle of January, that week. But then it would be weird if they revealed it right before Donkey Kong came out. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, okay, well then maybe the week before that, the first full week of January. And then we have Christopher Dring. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's been kind of hit and miss with Nintendo stuff, but he's a journalist and he put out there, and he even said this is just chatter. So it's not like a for sure thing, but like immediately when we get to the new year, Nintendo's doing something. That's what he's hearing. So then that makes you think, okay, yeah, then that first full week of January, why not? Like, why not? Maybe that's it. Or maybe they're thinking, hey, no, let's drop it even January 1st because new year, people have off work. Let's get max attention. We're past the holiday buying season. Drop it.
Yeah.
So, that's possible as well, though I think it'd probably be the week after that, I think, when they have a full week, because Nintendo employees also have holidays and off time. So probably the week after that, I would say, if they were going to do it, if that's got any weight to it. I do believe before the investors meeting, right? That's February 4th. So, okay. So January. So for me to narrow it down, I know what people that want to come on my podcast think. We are overbooked for our podcast on the 8th and the 15th. Those are the 2 weeks everyone I'm talking to thinks it's happening. Hence why we have so many people that want to come on. So I'm going to go with the week of the 8th. I'm going to go with the early January slot. I think that's the week. So that's week 2, technically.
So I have heard a date. Now, here's the thing.
Whoa!
Here's the
Whoa.
thing. Here's the thing. There's a reason why I didn't include it in my tweet, because they weren't 100% sure on this date. So I didn't want to put anything out that was a guess. I just wanted to put so it's going to be January from what I've heard.
Well, this could be a guess now. It's just a podcast.
A guesstimation.
So my contact is from a major third party. I've already told these guys.
Yeah. We're not
It's a mate. Like, can you back me up? It's major. Like, it's,
It's
Yeah.
major.
third party.
Yeah,
It is major.
It's
It's
huge.
huge.
So they were basically told from Nintendo, like, be ready in January is basically what it says. Now, I'm not confirming like an event. It could be as small as like a tweet, like get ready for it. But they are going to be saying something in January. What extent that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
The date that I was told, and again, can everyone in the chat just like, can we just chill out? The date I was told is the 23rd.
Huge.
Huge.
And it makes sense. Here,
So
So
The
it
day
makes
after our
sense.
podcast, damn it.
Right.
Can't be
It
the day
makes-
of. Had to be the day after.
it makes sense because I think this is just a guess now. I think that they're going to go hard with Donkey Kong. I think they're going to make a big deal out of it.
Sure.
Literally, the
Sure.
name is Donkey Kong Country Returns. Like I feel like they're going to go all out. They're going to make it seem like a new game. Donkey Kong is a big, freaking character. So, yeah, I think they're going to go crazy with that. If you announce the Switch 2 before that, you're killing all momentum. Like, no one cares about anything at that point. So 23rd makes sense. What is that?
Week
Thursday?
4?
Thursday.
Yes, Thursday. That is a day to do announcements.
But again, there's a reason why I didn't include that in my tweet.
So,
because-
Nintendo, do me a favor. If it's a reveal trailer, pre-announce it 24 hours ahead of time so our podcast blows up. Thank you.
Well, it's a week. It's a week. Or do it on a Friday when our podcast is on.
We'll just have to do it
I mean,
again
look,
on
look.
Thursday.
No, here's the thing. We're heading into reveal time. We talked about this a long time ago. we've already have an agreement behind the scenes. The day it's revealed, we're doing a bonus podcast regardless. Like it's just happening. We're not messing around. It's revealed podcast time. We're not messing around. I don't care if it's a Sunday, podcast time. We're gonna make it happen. So I have a feeling as soon as you can put that podcast up, I'm gonna have a bunch of YouTubers DMing me. I need to come on. Yeah, okay. Fine. Put them all on. We'll have 50 of them on. I don't know.
Right.
I can only have 12 guys. Sorry. Only 12 people. But,
No. We could add a Discord call.
Oh, you're
and
right.
We could have how many people in that Discord
yeah,
call?
you're right. I could add a Discord call in, and then we have unlimited.
There's people yelling.
It's like, oh my God. Okay, everyone, shut up. We're going to unmute people one at a time.
You get your 3 seconds of hype.
But they're excited for it, man. From what I'm hearing, they're very excited for it. And they're almost like, and I think this is why some of this information is getting out, is because like they're a little frustrated at this point because it seems like there was a delay because there are games waiting. There are literally games waiting.
Yeah,
that's what I got the feeling from my contact. I was like, man, they're just they're excited because finally they can get going with what their plans were, but also that like, they were planning to show stuff this year. Like it was
that explains all of the accessories that are just kind of popping off. Maybe they had a date or an NDA they could kind of show them, and that expired. And
I think that's what happened, Mike.
Nuts.
The NDA expired,
Yeah.
most likely.
like could have been if they had
Because
an NDA.
I've been in complete belief from probably the first time I was ever on this podcast that the Switch 2 was internally delayed. 100%. It was 100% supposed to be out already, which again is why I 100% believe this launch is going to be amazing because they've had so much extra time. I think this should have came out probably in September, October of this year. So if it comes out in March or April or even May, we're looking at like 6 to 9 extra months to get your games ready on top of what we already told you.
So I just want to put a caveat out there for all the content creators and news people that might be watching that are about to headline that 23rd date. Want to be very clear here that yes, what was told doesn't mean it's what's final. January is the for sure thing. That's a tentative date. So it's a good date to lean into. But just remember, it could be before, could be the week after, could be a little bit earlier in that week. You know, it's one of those things where maybe it wasn't 100% locked in, but that's the time frame that they had heard at the given time the conversation occurred. Just want to be very clear. I think, like, you know, Nate the Hate does this whole informed speculation. No, you're not informed speculating. It's what you were told. But just to clarify, like, it's going to make headlines. It is what it is. But just make sure you frame it correctly, all right? That's just for Nintendo Talk's sake.
Right.
Frame it correctly. Talk about it. Speculate. Frame it correctly, all right?
Because the 23rd was basically in line with some of their deadlines for things.
Yeah.
So that's why they were confident with that. Like, there's
makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Because again, and you might go, well, how would these major companies know? Because Nintendo does know their partner companies, and they have to consider their marketing plans in there. They have to let them know specific dates so they can plan their marketing. Like, the Switch is going to be revealed then. They could do a whole blowout after that of certain things for games that might be in the reveal or whatever the case might be. So even companies that maybe aren't in the reveal, but once it is revealed, they're allowed to talk.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe they want to be, if it's going to be revealed then hey, maybe we want to drop something on Friday. And hey,
and like, literally, it could just be a tweet from Nintendo. Get ready in February, but January they are saying something. So there you go.
Yeah,
all right. So you got the 23rd. Are we all going with that? Does anyone think anything different?
I'm still sticking with my initial.
All the rumors are saying like way earlier than that, which is another reason why I was hesitant to even.
Yeah. But
do you think anything hinges on? Go ahead.
I'm going to say I hope it is. Hope you're right. I would love. Maybe this is just a cynical me. I would love for Samus Hunter to strike out on that before Donkey Kong thing. Samus Hunter, everyone's starting to believe that Samus Hunter is legit because they said this and happened. Said this and happened. Dude, I remember Samus Hunter stealing shit from people for like a year. So I'm gonna say I would love for it to be later than Donkey Kong and watch the retraction come. Anyway, sorry, that's just me being petty. I gotta stop being petty.
Do you think Nintendo's flexible on the date, guys?
Oh, I think so.
I think they're flexible. Okay, so
like based on like, does it hinge on something? For instance, if a crazy big leak, like a really bad one to the point that like
I mean,
it almost
If it leaks
forces
and
their
it-
hand in a sense,
If it leaks, where it gets turned on,
right?
and people
Like
are,
that.
are navigating the operating system, and Nintendo's busy copyright striking, I could see them being like, "We got to move this up.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
got
Like,
to take control of the narrative." But that's the level of leak I think it would need to be for Nintendo to finally.
Yeah.
Go, we have to move this up a little
yeah,
bit.
and that's what I mean by a huge leak. So hypothetically, if Christmas comes and the guy from Reddit
Mm,
turns it on, right?
yeah.
And it's legit. Like we all, like everyone's in accordance that this looks real. I believe it. Then does it get moved up to like the first week or
The first
second
week of
week in January versus the 23rd, which is when they want to do it?
Yep.
Mhm.
And what I want to clarify, my source said it's being revealed in January. So not just like a teaser tweet, like they're going to reveal it. Has some, again, marketing plan, some sort of marketing plan thing that's related to it. So kind of a similar situation.
Yeah.
But that's why they're like, no, it's being revealed. We have a marketing thing happening that month with it. We obviously wouldn't have it if it wasn't revealed, kind of thing. So I'm not trying to get the date of that marketing event. Of course, wouldn't tell me shit, but you know, it happens. It's fine. You know, the less they tell me, probably the better, to be honest. I'm too hyped. But still, I think the big thing is there's probably some flexibility before February. That's why like there's like, hey, it's before February, before that investors meeting. The investors meeting is February 4th, guys. That's like right away in February. So before then. So I do think they probably have a little bit of flexibility in there. I do agree with the idea that, you know, setting aside the date you were told, waiting till after Donkey Kong can make some sense. They have been pushing Donkey Kong pretty hard. I don't know that it's going to matter and make it sell any better, but you know, Nintendo, it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what Nintendo thinks. They want to go, hey, we want to do that full marketing push because we just launched a Donkey Kong Country Land as well at Universal. Cool, let's push it through. We'll do it the week after that. Not a big deal. Because, you know, Nintendo knows the hype for new games kind of, especially games that aren't like their big top tier games, kind of die down, you know, about a week later. And they could re-advertise it then too. Who knows? Maybe they showed it an enhanced version. My God, a fourth port of Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Wild shit. But yeah, I do think there might be a little bit flexible, or maybe they haven't locked in an exact day. They just know it's that month, and they probably do have a target date. Like maybe the 23rd is that target date, but they are willing to move it a smidgen that month. It's just before the investors meeting, we will know. And which makes a lot of sense if you think about it.
Oh yeah, get the hype going.
Well, they said right. Basically, they didn't say the word reveal, but essentially reveal by no later than the end of March. Well, okay, you can't go into the final investors meeting before the end of the fiscal year and just keep pretending that we can't talk about the system.
Yeah,
It's going to be revealed before the next investor meeting. At that point. So, like, just reveal it before this one. Be confident. Set your next fiscal year up for success.
yes.
Because also, guys, got to remember the fourth quarter for Nintendo is the worst selling quarter for them. So, like at that, you know, once you're past Donkey Kong, I don't know their next big game is until March.
Yeah,
And Xenoblade, and Xenoblade's not a huge seller. So, sorry, Xenoblade. I know. I wish you were a really big seller, but it's one of those things where they can be like, all right, now we got to start ramping up for what's next because we don't really have anything selling systems or anything for the rest of the fiscal year. So we gotta usher this to the next thing and get people hyped and show people why they should still buy Switch games today because backwards compatibility, which they've already confirmed and all that. By the way, they didn't just confirm backwards compatibility. They confirmed there's something they have to tell us about backwards compatibility. That has me excited. Because backwards compatibility is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I can see it both ways. Like with the release of Donkey Kong before or after. I would say after would be the smarter choice. But if you included Donkey Kong as like the game to show the difference between Switch 1 and Switch 2.
Imagine side-scrolling Donkey Kong, baby. That's our showcase for Switch upgrades.
Launch game.
It could just be, hey, our latest game. Here's
Metro
the
Prime
difference.
4 we could show. Heck, we could show you 4K Breath of the Wild now, baby. 4K side-scrolling DK, baby.
I think
could
they
be a
did
marketing
confirm
move.
backwards compatibility. Like
Yeah, they confirmed backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So
But they
I've
kinda
heard.
hinted that they have something to explain about it.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's only digital. My
That would hurt. Don't say that, Mike. You just literally shot an arrow through my heart.
I mean, it's
What do you say? Digital?
they gotta confirm
digital
something.
only. That's what he thinks.
Oh.
Oh no.
I think a lot of
So-
people would be down for that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
Thunderstash, how's that physical collection of yours going to be for that back there?
As a what?
If it's digital only backwards compatibility.
If there was a SKU that was.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, yeah, you guys see it? Look at all those.
Like, he's like, all you need to know is look at my game collection and be like, how
And
that's
then-
how I'm gonna feel
And then
about
there's
it.
a bunch on the floor, and it goes 2 rows back, actually. So you guys can't see it all, but
It's
be
backwards
a lot.
compatible for all handheld Nintendo systems.
you have to buy like
That'd
an
be
extra.
nice.
God.
That'd be awesome if it played 3DS.
It's like PS, like PlayStation did with the disc drive. You have to buy an extra little
Oh,
adapter to put the.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I just
Yeah.
don't even want to. Can we not even entertain that, please?
yeah, I don't even want to
So,
understand
Mike, what are you
that.
thinking? When is it being revealed?
Well, according to my sources, and my sources come from the top. Nintendo is a video game company, and they make games.
Can anyone corroborate on that?
Uh,
Another thing they heard is that
I heard they're a movie company now. They changed course.
they're trying it out. They're dipping their toes right now. They haven't really proven anything. But yeah, I'm gonna go in February for the reveal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna place it. I'm gonna be like a manager, and I'm the manager at Target. Okay,
What?
and Nintendo decides to announce the system in January. I'm like, what? How dare you? After I sold all these Switches, you announce a second Switch within the return period
return window.
of December. So we're gonna get there. So that return day is gonna be insane.
We need to get
Everybody-
past the 30-day return window.
You know, we just passed PlayStation 4 here in the US. We're gonna go back. We're gonna everybody's gonna return their Switches back, and like the number's gonna go down because of Switch 2. I'm gonna say Nintendo after the 30th, that expired date is gone. I'm even gonna say after that Nintendo Direct we're gonna have in February.
I
like
will
around
tell
that
you,
time.
man, the number won't go down. I don't know if you know how retail works. Once retail already has the units, Nintendo already made their money on it, so it already counts as a sale for them.
So who gets the money then? Nintendo, the
The,
company.
the retailers just like out the money until they resell it.
And what happens to that return?
The return sits at the store, but Nintendo's already gotten the money for it. The retailer pays Nintendo. When we buy a console, we're not paying Nintendo. We're paying the retailer. The
that's
retailer
a-
already paid Nintendo for the unit. So
That
technically, the sale number wouldn't go down, but it's okay. It's a technicality.
that's how that works.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. Yeah, it
But-
could hurt future sales because they might order less systems if they get a mass influx of returns.
Yeah. But I'm gonna stick with February. I'm gonna say after the Nintendo Direct.
After the direct, which probably is not the first week of February.
Yeah. So, it's
So
gonna be
after
like,
the meeting,
after the meeting. I'm
Someone likes to go
gonna.
dangerously.
I think during the meeting, believe it or not, Furukawa's gonna announce the date of when they're going to.
Dude,
do
this is wild.
You know.
So like, our
'Cause,
first topic, Nintendo talks to Debbie Downer. Nah, this game's gonna play AAA games like shit. And then Mike comes in. He's like, "Hey, yeah, we have direct sources February, January. Nah, man, this thing's happening February. You know what? They'll announce it at the investors meeting what day it's gonna be.
I mean,
But
Furukawa's
it's still gonna be after the direct that hasn't happened yet either.
Furukawa is a Twitter guy. He likes to drop things on Twitter. So he dropped the Nintendo Direct a month in advance, right? And then told us that they are revealed they are working on the Switch successor, but that there will be no mention in that Direct. This time they're gonna go ahead and announce, oh, we're having a special Direct in February to give you more announcements, including the Nintendo Switch successor. They're gonna drop Mario Galaxy 2. They're going to drop Animal Crossing New Leaf. They're gonna drop Wind Waker. They're gonna drop more information on Metro Prime 4, a release date for Metro Prime 4. They're gonna drop
Do 3D Zelda while we're at it.
Pokemon
Do we get Mario 128 finally?
8 to the Z. They're gonna drop another Mario for NSO, like the Mario 35, but different.
Oh.
All right. Game Junction, what week in January, or are you just gonna say, you know what? It ain't January, it's March, baby.
No, I think January for sure. It's hard to say either. It's either going to be the first or third week. I think.
Okay.
Just guessing.
All right.
I don't have any actual sources saying a date.
I mean,
just
look,
based on what people
one
said.
is the week before I said, and 3 is the week that he said. So it all works. Or is it? No, you wait. It's week 4, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't even remember. I can't count the weeks anymore. I don't have the calendar up.
I did
5
get a
weeks.
message saying the 16th. So
My used to 5 weeks in a month. So throwing me off. Okay, Eric,
Yeah.
where are we at?
No, it's got to be January. That back end of January seems like a decent sweet spot. That way, if they need to, they can push it up. I don't see them pushing it back at all. But yeah, I mean, the only way that they would be able to do it after the investors meeting would be if they did say something at the investors meeting. Period. I mean, they'd have to. Otherwise, that's the only questions they're going to get. And I mean, that's probably only the questions they're going to get anyways. But that would be the only way they could do it after, is if they told somebody, it told them the exact date that they're going to show this thing off.
Sure.
Nintendo Direct.
Nintendo. Anything else we have to talk about with this topic, or shall we move on to
Yeah.
the
I gotta give my
Oh, yeah. Thundertest, you're not allowed to talk about your own topic. What about you?
I'm thinking either the 9th or the 23rd.
Some people in the chat are also like, "Hey, man, it's got to be before the Super Bowl."
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo does like advertising at the Super Bowl. It's a great way to get it out to the general audience.
That's
That is
February, right?
True.
It's
Yeah.
February, yeah.
Yeah.
What did they drop it right there?
February 9th. That's very early February, like 5 days after the investors meeting.
So we actually have to answer the second part of this question, guys.
Oh yeah.
And that is if it's revealed in January, what does it say for the release date?
March.
Who said March?
Me.
There, I knew someone was going to say March.
Good.
Well, they're saying March for release date. There is a rumor for that, by the way. There was someone that threw that out into the ether like a few weeks back.
Does
It's
it
got to
come
be
out?
March or April, right? It has to be.
Does
I
it
mean, they
come
have
out
to-
the same day as Xenoblade? Or does it come out?
Oh, I mean, that's a great question.
Look at this. Does it come out on
Alarmo.
the date that's on the clock?
Open yours.
Do you see the date?
I love those conspiracy theories. 7/12.
That's so
No, the
hilarious.
date. The date.
I can't see it.
Oh, what?
It's blurry.
The date is March 10th.
Oh, it's March.
Oh,
10th.
yeah.
Martin Day.
Mm.
And
Martin
they
Day.
keep saying
Mario
Mario
Day.
Day, 40th anniversary.
That would be so iconic.
What
That
a
would be
better
so
way.
Mario 10
What
Day,
is-
and it's got some Mario game or
And
Mario.
it's a Monday.
Yeah.
A
What
Monday.
better day to launch it?
Beginning of
Nah.
the week.
Can you imagine if they do no trailer? They just jump into the announcement towards a presentation, like the stage presentation, where everybody takes the stage and talk about the game, and then Reggie's body is ready and all that stuff.
You think they're still gonna do it
Yeah,
in person thing?
I think so. I mean, this is the big thing for them. I think it warrants one.
Because
I
Switch
know.
was just a video, right? Where he was like shaking the freaking Joy-Con and stuff.
That was the presentation.
Yeah, it was like-
January presentation.
It was live, right? It was like a big giant.
Yeah,
live
they
presentation
had a
stuff.
live audience at it. And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
that's the event that Nate the Hate thinks he heard about for May, but he also he wasn't sure. He just knows there's a Switch 2 event happening in May, but he doesn't know what the event is. So he speculated that it would be like the January 2017 launch event, which it very well could be. But to be clear, he was only speculating. He just knows there's a Switch 2 event. So does that mean it can't launch before then? I don't know. If it's a launch event, then well, obviously not, because it's a launch
Right.
event. But he doesn't know that it's a launch event. He just knows there's a Switch 2 event in May. It's like, okay, so what would that be if it launches sooner? I don't know. Maybe that's the beginning of their traveling advertising campaign event, like they did for Switch, where they traveled the country, advertising it, going to different malls and different places with John Cena and the rest. So, I mean, who knows? I know that there is the Nintendo Duo report that it's coming out in May. Well, June is more what they were saying. June. It'll come out in June. I mean, look, if they announce in January, come out in June, that's like a 6-month marketing cycle.
It is.
pretty, like, I want to say normal because consoles are usually announced like a year ahead of time. But I mean, that's like the PlayStation 5. You know, they had an event in the middle of the summer and it came out 6 months later. So I could see them doing that, a January reveal to June. Some could argue, well, they don't need to reveal it in January if it's going to come out in June, and you're not wrong. But also, they want momentum. Investor meeting coming up because the investor meeting is probably going to have bad numbers again. When I say bad numbers, they're probably going to lower their projections. I mean, it's going to be below their projections because it's been below their projections every quarter this year. So I feel like it'll probably be below their projections again. I'll still be fine. It's still going to be good and profitable and making money, but it's just going to be lower than their already lowered expectations. So they need the momentum boost. They need the momentum boost for investors that, hey, yeah, it's lower, but don't worry about it because we already announced this thing and look how hyped everyone is and how excited everyone is. So I have kind of gotten out of the March train, even though I would love for it to be in March. I kind of feel like January reveal, and I'm going to lean to May release. I think that event probably is a launch event, and Nintendo launches it like 2 weeks after that launch event.
So it could be a March States presentation.
Yeah. And I've been on this whole time. I don't know why, but for some reason, PAX East is in May this year. It's never been in May. Notably, never been in May. And maybe Nintendo told them if you put it in May, we'll have a marketing event for our next system.
We have also gotten rumors of April dates, right? Like an April timeframe as well.
Yeah, spring. Basically, the biggest rumor, the thing that everyone seems to be in agreement on is it's coming in spring, which is April, May, June, basically.
Yeah.
Technically end of March. March 20th, ironically, I believe, is when spring actually begins, the day Xenoblade comes out. So it's like March 20th to June 20th is spring.
I like that. I like it.
Hemisphere.
I like it.
I think if they announce it, like it depends what they do in January. Because if it's just like a small thing, then I could see later. But I'm going April, and then you'll get like all the press and media getting it in March.
Like us. We are press Nintendo. We're media.
End of March.
Look, I feel like we got to address this. We've had a couple super chats about this. And it's related to me and Nintendo's predictions in particular. Hold on, where is it? So yeah, it's from the same person, Pokemon fan. Nintendo, if you're wrong on the date, will you do the hot chip challenge on the podcast?
I'll do it, but my source is snorting it if he gets it wrong.
You better hold your source. That would be hilarious. Yeah, look, I can't show you guys the video, but they sent me a video, and it's great. Podcast crew can confirm. Yeah, then Pokemon fan comes out and says, "If you're all wrong on your dates, do the hot chip." I'll say this. Obviously, if it isn't revealed in January, I'm gonna have to do some sort of punishment because this is a direct source. So, like, now I'm gonna be the direct source will be doing a punishment secretly for me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't know what it's gonna be. But I'm not gonna be pretty happy with them. They're gonna be making it up to old Prime, but I have to make it up to the public. But I'm not worried about it. It's gonna be January. I'm not actually worried about it. But you know, for Nintendo, he hasn't done the hot chip, so okay. If he's willing.
Also, I just want to say, like, I have nothing to gain from like getting clout from leaks. Like, I don't even cover rumors on my channel. So
yeah, if he wanted clout for this, he would have just made a video. His video,
I didn't even make a video. Yeah.
He could have blew up and had like 500,000 views. People are like, "Well, Nate, you made videos too." I tweeted it on Twitter first. Like, I'm not out here like trying to be the ultimate source on this stuff. And January was already said before us, so it's not like we're even the first to the. You know, we're just adding to, we now have our own source that it is happening. The closer we get, I think the more and more people are going to hear from their own sources, you know, other insiders and stuff that, they might even know exact dates. You know?
Yeah, I would say from like now to, while we're in January, the more people you hear confirm this or add, fuel to the fire, like that's.
And I bet you guys once we get to January that like Pietrozilla and Nate the Hate just know and they're just not going to say anything because they said they won. They promised they were not going to say the date. So they might just know it's in January. I mean, Nate the Hate thinks it's happened in January already. He put it in his last podcast episode. But if he knows it's January, he literally said he won't say it. So so there you go. And that's because he got burned. He got burned pretty hard for the March stuff earlier this year.
So what if you guys get it right? What does the
March
chat give you?
delayed.
Yeah, let's talk about when we get it right.
Yeah, what does the chat do?
Yeah. Wait a second. We're talking about punishments. What happens when we're right? What happens when we're not just right that it's January? Nintendo Talk's dead on that it's the 23rd.
Dude, if it's actually 23rd, like I need a statue or something. Like
yeah. What are you doing for Nintendo Talk if he's right? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And just me if I'm right in general for January. What do I get? We
All right,
always
okay. I got this.
Credibility, I guess.
I got this. You bake a cake and you put Nintendo Talk's logo on top of it.
Okay.
And then you eat it.
Wait, he has to do that? That's all the work.
The person.
People eat it. I still don't get. Okay.
I don't know.
No. Someone,
My good idea ended with the cake. Bake the cake. That's what
Here's what it is. Look, if he's right, if we're gonna go with the cake idea, somebody from the chat, I don't know who, needs to order each of us a custom Nintendo Talk cupcake that we have to eat on the show. Then we get a sweet little treat.
That'd be nice.
Yep.
Yeah, sweet little treat. We all like cupcakes, right? Like,
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Send it to my P.O. box.
We do hot. Yeah. Okay. I like that idea. We do the hot chip and upload it to Discord.
Oh, and then we have to watch all the fans,
Hundreds of
a compilation of fans doing the hot chip.
Yeah.
That would be kind of sick.
That'd be
That would be pretty cool if like a bunch of you guys are willing to do the hot chip.
For real.
That are betting against us. That would be entertaining, and that would make for a good podcast segment.
Yeah, I mean, even if you send a video of yourself doing the hot chip, if you're not available, just send the video. We'll play it all at the same time.
Yeah, we could do that as well. If you guys are willing to do it, like if we're right, you guys do the hot chip. I can set up an email for you guys just to send it all to. I'll throw the little compilation.
No one died though.
I want to warn if it's a little too inappropriate on the reaction. Like if there is extreme vomiting going on, I might not include the clip, or I might cut it off right before.
I'm sorry. I mean, isn't that the reason they included? They put themselves through that much.
Yeah, I don't need to see blood coming
Also,
out.
we are not responsible for anything that happens to you.
Yeah, because
Well,
that's
there's
on your
a
own
warning
money.
label on the hot chip.
Well, no.
But,
Also, the fact that like we are not telling you to do this. You do not actually have to do this.
Well, no.
But
No one ever has to do it. I
Right.
can't make Nintendo Talk actually
I'm
do the
just
hot
covering
chip.
your ass.
Remember when Andres Retard said he would do it, and then he came on and he licked it?
Oh, I know. I'm just covering her ass.
It's $15. I thought it was more.
For what?
For the hot chip? No.
They're
No.
expired too.
No. You don't get that one. No. They have a new one. There's a new one.
Oh, this is different. I just typed it in Amazon.
I have a better idea.
Yeah, no, there is.
I have
on
a better
Amazon.
idea.
No, I'll tell you the one to do. It's the one that we did.
We do that. We do the wing challenge.
Well, that's
I'm on
already
board for a wing challenge.
That sounds
that's already a thing that might be happening on my channel very soon. We are very
Ooh,
close to
wait,
169 on the streak. Yeah, I got to talk to you about that.
Uh,
Doing the hot ones 10 wing challenge.
So everybody has to make their own wings, 10 wings, and just we just have to buy the hot.
It's the Red Hot Reaper chip. Red Hot Reaper. Yeah, that's the one.
Might die.
The Red Hot Reaper chip.
The
The original hot chip challenge has been discontinued because some teenager died to it.
Oh my
Who
god.
had a heart condition, and
Yeah.
by the way, we're way too young to do it. It literally has an 18+ warning label. So I don't know if parents weren't paying attention to what they were buying on Amazon. So that beats out to me. But Eric can attest that the Red Hot one's not as intense.
correct.
So it's not as intense, and obviously, guys, don't do it if you have heart conditions. Come on, don't be
No, don't
stupid.
do it. Don't
Don't be stupid. But I'll tell you right now, it's only about 10 minutes and it subsides. So it's not like you're going to be in pain for hours and hours.
10 minutes of hell, though. 10 minutes of hell. They feel like an hour, but it's 10
Well,
minutes.
I would say I did it. I held out for 10 minutes before drinking. I would say it was probably about 5 to 6 minutes of pain, and then it was all right. It really started to subside after that.
You had pain.
And then the Spice Lord over there could have ate a whole bag of chips of it and been fine. But he probably wants to go say, "Man, dude, I've seen some of that spicy queso thrown on top as well. Why not?"
Ooh, that would have been good.
Yeah, it's been
Actually, probably would have.
it's been suggested.
dulled the heat.
It's been suggested.
All right.
we
So
turn it into nachos.
this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. If we get it correct, the chat has to treat us all individually to Dub Wings, Buffalo Wings, for the hot wing challenge. And so everybody gets a gift
Me
card.
and Nate get an edible arrangement.
a gift card.
Oh,
arrangement.
that'd be
There you
great. Yes. Oh my God, we're really gonna have some fun if that happens. All right. We'll just see what happens, guys. All right. We threw out a number of ideas. when it's revealed, you chat. You guys decide what you're going to end up doing. All right. Well, because we'll have a podcast episode, you guys can decide what you're going to do for us. All right.
I got one more thing.
One more thing,
Real quick. Are we taking into consideration the rumor that came out regarding no time off from March to May?
Yeah, that was the thing I saw. Yeah.
And that company is equivalent to GameStop in the US.
Yeah. Now, they said it was Nintendo employees, the sales team, not allowed to take off. That's what the actual thing was. So Nintendo of Europe basically is not letting their sales team. They found out about that at a meeting, supposedly.
Can I give you a little bit behind the scenes?
March to May, what do you think? Yeah.
Can I give you a little bit behind the scenes?
Yeah.
We do the same for Apple iPhone launches. Or we do it twice a year. Sorry, Apple. I'm probably not gonna work for you again, but we do it twice a year. We do it for WWDC, which is the developers convention.
Yeah.
We cannot take off from a certain date to a certain date, and then
Every
we do
company does this, by the way.
and then we do it for the iPhone launch as well. So we can't take off September to.
Yeah, every
October.
company has their busy periods where your time off requests are just going to be denied.
But it's bigger with tech companies that have something to launch.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
100%.
So yeah, and you think about that. That's March to May. Is like, oh, does that mean it's launching in March or about to launch in April, or are they just there to handle pre-orders for May and then they can get off in June? It's kind of interesting. It kind of just feels like, what time is that? Oh wait, that's spring. They're launching it in spring. I don't know what to tell you. That's what everything keeps saying is they're launching in spring. It's a 3-month window.
I can't see them waiting till like June or July.
Sure.
Like I just
July just feels way too late. And if it's June, I think it's like the first week.
I agree.
Super early in June, even before Summer Game Fest.
I think it's a mistake if it's June. We're already seeing a decline. Not even just
I
interest.
do too. I'd like to see it out no later than April.
I mean, unless they announce a big game in February.
Well, I mean, they're going to announce games.
I mean, a big game like a remake of
like
Ocarina
you'll
of
have
Time.
ZA. I mean, ZA is
Metroid's coming in
I
February.
mean, Metroid Prime 4 and Legends ZA are already pretty big.
Metroid Prime 2 and 3.
But what if they're
We're getting one of them.
What if they're out early in the year instead of late in the year?
Well,
Pokemon early in the year would be weird, but I'd be
I mean,
down.
Legends was early in the year. It was January.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? And there is something to say that some people that Nintendo would want to get it out first half as well, because people, if GTA 6 is on target, people are worried that that's going to be like a big suction cup for the holiday season. So Nintendo will want to be out before that. Even though Nintendo will still sell decent, they might even sell out during the holiday season. It's hard to think Nintendo will have anything out that's going to touch GTA 6 during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, the great hope is GTA 6 is on Switch 2, but I just don't think it's going to be day one.
Yeah.
GTA is just really weird about this. It's always like PlayStation first and then like PC and other systems later. I don't know why they do that, but it's just what they do. So what are you going to do about it? We say that as, yes, guys, I'm well aware that GTA 5 came out on Xbox 360 at the same time. I know. That was also the last generation that there was two systems that basically sold like the same amount.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
True.
So it didn't make sense to favor one or the other. It makes sense to favor PlayStation this time.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to our last topic, because there was like a bunch of stuff jam-packed into this. And speaking of Switch, too, let's just break this down. So DFC Intelligence, they've been around since 1994. All they do is analyze video game, console, and software sales, period. That's all they do. They analyze it worldwide. So they've been doing it for 30 years. And they do projections for when new systems are going to be on the horizon coming out. And their projections have always been actually fairly accurate, because they're basing it on what's happening in the market currently. They actually projected that Nintendo Switch, it actually beat their projections. They thought it was going to sell about 130 million lifetime. It's already past that. But that was still, if you would have thought about that all the way back in 2016, 2017, that's crazy projection. Absolutely nuts back then. Like 100 mil, fine. 130, like you're just crazy talk, right? They are projecting, and this isn't even lifetime sales. They are saying next year it will sell 15 to 17 million units. in year one. And by the end of 2028, 80 million Switch 2s. That would make it the fastest selling dedicated video game console ever. Their reasonings are slow momentum with current platforms. So PlayStation 5 sales are in decline. Xbox sales have been declining for a bit. So there's not as much momentum. And then the other thing is their form factor and the kind of system they are, there isn't any serious competition. Obviously, we know what handheld PCs look. In a month, Switch outsells the best selling of them, right? Yep. So they don't feel like there's any serious competition for what it is. And then obviously just based on consumer demand in general for wanting another one. So they think this thing's slingshotting out the fucking gate. 15 to 17 mil, 24 mil the next year, 25 mil the next, 24 mil the year after that. 80 million or so by the end of 2028 is their projection. So first off, do you think that's realistic? Like, that is insane.
I've been saying it since like way before
that's
that.
Like 100 mil in 2029.
I'm standing with Nintendo Switch 2. If, of course, let's say if all true, it's that powerful, it'll outsell Switch 1 at the end of its lifetime. Just because not only do we have our current, Nintendo fan base buying the system again and kind of investing in the future of Nintendo, but we have all these people who have now the ability to play all these big giant third-party games on Nintendo Switch. Call of Duty is obviously coming to Nintendo Switch. So those who want to play Nintendo on a better system than then apparently the Rogue Ally, you know what I mean? And it's a Nintendo system they can trust, right? The history, people are gonna pick it up. We're talking about. I know that there's the argument. Animal Crossing in 2020 that was a fluke year because it's 2020. Not really. That was a great year for cozy games, just because there was a huge fan base that was risen in 2020 that are still here. They're not going anywhere, and they're so heavily invested in Animal Crossing, the best-selling game of Nintendo Switch, that they're gonna buy the next one just because how much that game meant to them at that particular moment. So what we all feel with Nintendo, because we all have that first moment from Nintendo, that nostalgic moment, they got it with that game in 2020. And so when Animal Crossing comes out again, that's going to be a huge boost in sales. Mario Kart, the best-selling game, I'm just talking about first-party games. Now factor in third-party support, factor in third-party support. We're going to get a lot of other people coming into Nintendo Switch buying the next Call of Duty, GTA, all these amazing games that are coming to even if it plays at a lower resolution, just because they can take that handheld with them, and then also have access to Nintendo's games. It's like, I don't have to compromise on whether this person say that's the best Zelda of all time. I'm on a platform that has it, so I can now buy it and still have access to my third-party game, my big, AAA third-party game. So that itself, man, like I said, either Nintendo I'm probably not gonna be here around here by then, but I'll probably be too old, like 80 years old, like. But by the end of the Nintendo Switch,
40 years of what are we doing?
By the end of the Nintendo Switch life cycle, if Nintendo has not outsold Switch 1, I'll figure out maybe like a whole bag of chips. Like,
Yeah.
Game Junction, what do you think? Do you think these sales projections are even close to realistic?
I think so, yeah. I'm very hopeful that it's going to top out and be the number one selling system. I think that, I saw a bunch of comments, actually a whole bunch all day, about people saying like PlayStation changing numbers again. So I could, they want to be at the top, right?
They clearly can. That's for sure.
I think Nintendo Switch is still going to sell when the Switch 2 is out. So I think they're going to do a price drop. They're going to do the 3DS deal, the same thing they did with the DS. Had a price drop, had a splurge of sales because it's, $100 for Switch Lite, $200 for Switch OLED, or $250, whatever. I think it's still going to sell after. So I think there's a good possibility that, and like me, I've got like 4 Switches. People that want these, different editions or whatever, stuff like that. I know that like A bunch of people went out and bought the Zelda Switch Lite just to have it and not even open it. So I was one of those guys. So I bought another one. So I think it's possible, and yeah, it's feasible.
Okay.
Yeah. Depends on the games for me. Like if they come out swinging, like you need your staples for people to switch over. Like I still play Animal Crossing. I have Animal Crossing diehard fans, and they've literally said I'm not getting Switch 2 unless there's an Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they gotta come out swinging with Mario Kart 9 and Animal Crossing. And
Animal
Smash.
Crossing in the first 3 years, I think. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. That alone, you add at least 30 million.
Yeah.
sold.
And Mario Kart will probably be within a year.
Yes.
3D Mario should be within a year, if not a year and a half. I know we've heard some speculation out there now that maybe 3D Mario isn't next year, but could be
Samus Hunter. No, I don't believe it.
But we'll see on that front. Either way, it'll be out in the first year and a half. No, bare minimum.
Also,
Zelda,
what does it launch with?
Zelda could be 2028.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Like
Rocket
that would be a
Rapper.
massive boost in the middle of the generation. Think about that's the middle of the gen. Yeah, middle of the gen. At that point, you guys want to know, hey, Nate, what's the next tech you talk about? What we talking Switch Pro at that point? Probably Switch 2 Pro.
Switch 2 Pro.
Do you think that?
I have no idea. If Nintendo plans to do an updated system, we'll be talking about it then. But like 3D Zelda will probably be out by then. Smash Bros. Probably out sometime in that 4 years
Yeah, it's got to be.
as well. Like that's like all their massive heavy hitters out in the first 4 years. Like, yeah. And the cool thing is, if Nintendo plans things a bit better, we could have 2 3D Marios this gen, depending on how they plan it out, depending on how it maps out. Like, if 3D Zelda comes middle of the gen, it's possible that they're actually going to prepare the next Zelda for the launch of the next system. So then they can get another Mario game out this gen and have the next Mario game after that come out in the middle of the next gen. Because they got to space those out. They like to have the Mario and the Zeldas kind of going back and forth launching systems. So,
Well, Nate, let me paint this for you. What if Nintendo is thinking differently now, Furukawa wise? What if year one they put out all of the system sellers, literally back year, like month after month after month? We get Mario Kart, we get Splatoon, we get Animal Crossing, we get all of the
not
system
enough hours
sellers.
exist in the day.
I think it'd be a mistake, honestly.
All of the system sellers. Why wouldn't it be a mistake if that would prompt people to buy Switch?
All right.
Like-
Arms enters the chat. Arms got killed by Splatoon. Arms could have sold millions more, but Splatoon 2 came out and
they were both really first like new IPs.
I'll tell you why, Mike.
not
I'll tell you why,
Splatoon.
Mike. I know, like the big argument for get all the big hitters out ASAP is because evergreen. So
Yeah.
But also, you got to remember, Nintendo does like to have, hey, it's year 4, we drop a big game, it sells 20 million in the first month. Like that's a huge boost to their financials over just evergreen. I think there are select games they definitely want early gen. Mario Kart's one.
Yeah.
They tend to always put Mario Kart early gen.
Yeah.
You think about when 3DS bounced back, it was when Mario Kart 7 came out. So like Mario Kart's a big one. They love having Mario Kart early gen. So that's one that I definitely think like that's just a bank. Like we haven't had a new one since 2014. So like put that in the bank. We're getting that in the first year. But other games, like as an example, 3D Mario, it's not quite as evergreen. It's evergreen for a couple of years. You saw like Odyssey sold really, really well, but almost all those sales were the first 2 years, and then it kind of fell off. That game might do. Maybe they don't have that out right away because that game might do better once there's a bit of a bigger install base, like there was at the time that it came out, because it wasn't the game to launch the system. So maybe it's better to space that out. Zelda's just not going to be ready. Like it's just we can want it to be ready, but it's just, look they're making open world Zelda now. Like there's no way it's ready year one. So that's just not going to be ready. I want them to take time and do it right. I think all Zelda fans want it done right, especially since we expect this to be really huge. Because hey, it's our first open world Zelda where we get away from what Breath of the Wild was, because we had 2 Breath of the Wild style ones in a row. So we'll see what's up with that. But also, I think that you really spread the evergreen out. Like I think Animal Crossing does have a chance to be a first 2-year game. Could be a 2026 game even. Remember, it came out in 2020 and they had the DLC like a year later, and that was it. So I do think, and they saw how well it sold. I can see them being like, no, we want that as a 2026 game. And then you got to kind of spread things out because what did Miyamoto say? They want like a mega seller, which they determined to be 20 million or 30 million or more or whatever, like every 3 years. So you got to spread things out if you're going to get that. So like, yeah, there are some games I see a Splatoon early gen because they're probably going to do 2 of them again, right? I see Animal Crossing, and I see Animal Crossing this time coming out with a longer plan of support, like a multiple year support plan, because they will only release 1 per gen. Same with Mario Kart, there'll be a multiple year support plan for that as well. But I think some of the other big hitters like Smash might come a little bit later. Smash was 2018 last time. Smash might not be till 2027 this time. You know, they like to have like one of these big games kind of come out like every year, and then every now and then you'll have 2 in 1 year. Like they had Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, and Mario Odyssey come out in the same year. That was like an anomaly. And one of those games was a port. Actually, technically 2 of them were, but you know, Mario Kart was a port.
Now, wasn't it Tears of the Kingdom and Wonder was the same?
And some of these games that they might have that sell 20 mil, maybe it's just a 4K port, and that ends up just blowing up, absolutely blowing up. Like we talked about the Ocarina of Time remake sort of thing, right? Like something like that where it's not a new game, but like could that sell 20 mil? Yeah, I think it could if they do it right. Yeah, absolutely, if they do it right. Now, if it's just a 4K Ocarina of Time 3D, then okay, yeah, probably not. But if they actually from the ground remake that, yeah. So it's one of those things where I don't think blowing your load in the first year, by the way, as incredible as that would be, the creator, I'm going to tell you right now, the amount of nonstop coverage of amazingness would just be fucking insane.
It would be.
But it would just be like, yeah, but you blew your load all right away. Like, what are people looking forward to now?
Well, see, that's the question. What if that is not the full load and it looks and
All right, stop saying load.
like
Got a lot of load here.
not the load. It's not like that.
Look, we need to put protection on Mike right now and ream it back. Let's switch this over. All right, we're just talking about sales right now. Eric, do you think these sales are possible?
I was the load on that.
They might be overloaded. No, I mean,
we got white in the back. I got to change the background color.
Galore, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, with how the Switch sold, anything's possible. I mean, if this thing gets the AAA support that we think it's going to get, anything's possible with this thing. So, I think it's definitely doable.
All right. Thunderstash.
Yeah, I concur with this report. It makes sense. The projection to sell 15 to 17 in his first year is huge. You got to have the games to back it up. I think we will. I look at it like this too. In that, for example, Mario Kart. This baby's been in development for a long time. It's been cooking. It's been in the oven. Is ready to roll.
So we're done.
Yeah, and that is going to be an evergreen Switch 2 title.
Yeah.
With some steak on the side.
Yeah, I expect it for a variety of reasons to come out early on. But I also look at all these remasters we've been getting. We're getting these because they're preparing Switch 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing this for a while. Honestly, I think they've been working on Switch 2 for a few years. Not a year, not 2. I'd say 2 to 3. So I expect games to be ready. I expect games to literally be like Nintendo knows when games are coming out in 2026 probably.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2027, like they have game plans. They have ideas. They know what quarter they're coming out in. And they could be sitting on games that are already ready. So yeah, knowing that they're going to have the software to back it up, I do expect that. With the Switch, it's like, yes, it's Nintendo, but this is completely new. It is completely new branding. It almost reminds me of PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2. And how with the PS2, you had that big jump and it literally just took off, and obviously went on to become the best-selling console of all time.
I was thinking one thing we're missing is, what if there's a third-party game that just kind of helps? There's like a system-selling game for them.
Mhm.
I don't know what the game would be, but what if there is? Because like, if these sales projections are correct, it's the market leader again.
Yeah, and that
So
that's what
that also puts in the spectrum that third-party games could end up being a huge selling point for the system in a way it wasn't the same with Switch, especially if they end up running well. But even if they don't, like, what if it's just something, even like Minecraft ends up just being massive for the platform, or what if it does get GTA 6?
Yeah.
And it somehow runs at 60 FPS? Like, that would be massive. Take GTA 6 anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a lot of little things like Madden and Call of Duty and like
Yeah, especially if they're like full featured cross gen.
yeah, like
Yeah.
just that alone, being able to play like new gen like sports games handheld.
Not 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
like the show is just a mess.
And you
Yeah,
can
that's
bet that
true.
there'll be third parties that will have at least a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch if it has that much power, right? And it has that much kind of a fan base behind it. Maybe one of these third party games that we'll do Nintendo Switch for the first 6 months and then we sell it everywhere else, you know?
Sure.
Question, Nate. The year one, we had Snipper Clippers. We have one game that kind of works on the new features, right? That gimmicky game.
Yeah.
So we expect a new game that has to do with whatever feature Nintendo wants to reveal with the system. Because I know it's going to have something. We had a Zelda game. We had Mario Kart, Splatoon, Mario Odyssey, and I'll say Xenoblade. And when it comes to kind of like the genres, right?
Okay.
I think that this year there will be that many games that are good. Even if the Zelda game turns out to be a Twilight Princess 4K with new additions or whatever, I think that there's a possibility that Nintendo might want to do another year like the Switch, the first year of the Switch. But of course, with third-party support, will make it even a better year for the first year of Nintendo.
Yeah, you forgot 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, 1-2 Switch was like that gimmicky game that kind of, it showed the new Joy-Con features and stuff. So what will be the game? Wait, 3, 4. Wait, we already had like what was it? We had the other one.
Everybody wants.
Oh my god, yeah, that was a
My daughter likes it, so
yeah. I mean, it's good for the kids, but for streaming online, that was the worst.
yeah.
Worst thing ever, man.
Yeah, dear Nintendo, we don't need those kind of games anymore.
But Nintendo Land, though, I mean, oh my god,
that was pretty good. Yeah,
that was a
I
good
like
one.
Yeah.
Esports, those like showed what the console.
Yeah.
This is just more of the same. I don't feel like we need that
Yeah.
anymore.
But I can feel like a casual game. Like I can see, maybe it's not even a wild one. Maybe it's something like another Ring Fit style adventure game, or another Switch Sports style game.
Mhm.
Or that playtest game, whatever.
Yeah, that playtest game could be wild, especially if it's like an NSO thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, could be wild. So the next part. So we have like a bunch of stuff to get through here. We have a rumor now for the Pro Controller, a new Pro Controller for Nintendo Switch 2. This came today from a user over on Baidu who claims to work at a manufacturer that's working on it. It's not clear if they're working on a first-party one or a third-party one. Either way, it is for Switch 2. That much is clear. And they basically have two things that they reveal about it. It's essentially the same thing. That little C button is on there in the middle next to all the other buttons. Okay, fine. And it's got the Switch 2 logo on it and stuff instead of the Switch logo. But two things. The one of them I think is highly likely. Headphone jack.
Okay.
Got a headphone jack. We don't have that on the current Pro Controller.
Yep.
So I think that makes sense. If Nintendo's like, hey, let's support headphone jacks on the controller itself, like every other controller does. So yeah, okay, that actually like makes sense. It's a modernization, costs a couple pennies, throw that on there. Cool. I think like that's just an obvious. Like they should have did it the first time.
Yeah.
Especially now that they do support headsets and stuff. They support headsets on Switch 2, so why not?
Mhm.
Okay. That one I think is fairly safe. Then they said there's also 2 buttons on the back that like your middle or ring fingers could hit. So those are like like paddles, kind of. I is what I kind of feel like, because that's like where your fingers are. Now that's on a lot of third-party controllers. It's usually never on first-party. But do you think maybe Nintendo is hey, we're wild. We know that everyone keeps putting it on their controllers. Why don't we just put it on there? And they're optional to use.
It's on the Xbox Elite controller.
Yeah, it's on the Elite. Yep. Yeah, but their standard packing, which is kind of what this one kind of doesn't have it. So, and now granted, Nintendo doesn't pack in the Pro Controller anyways. So, do you think Nintendo might be like, you know what? Let's just throw those couple extra buttons on for people that want them on it. You don't even have to use it, of course. A lot of people, have the controllers and don't use the paddles. They just like, the more premium feel of just having a standard controller in your hand. But it is a nice option, especially for accessibility.
Yeah.
People that maybe don't have the same sort of movement with their thumbs, they want to remap, or their fingers, like they can't do the triggers. They want to remap to the bottom. It's just an accessibility thing. But do you think Nintendo would consider actually putting that on the official Switch 2 Pro controller? And maybe just to have it be even more different, just to justify reselling the controller again.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
I think Switch 1 controllers are going to be compatible.
Yeah.
The Nitro deck that I use has the back buttons too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's been really successful.
And see, the fact the guy said it has the Switch 2 logo on it, where the Switch logo is, makes me kind of feel like, well, that would be the official one then, right? They don't just slap that logo on the third-party ones.
No.
So then it's like, okay, so the guy's claiming it's an official one. I mean, would Nintendo do it? They've never done it before, but just because they never did it before doesn't mean they won't do it now.
I think they would to switch things up. It's a good way to get him to buy.
And they'll be like,
see
oh,
that.
it's got 2 extra buttons. Now it's $80 instead of $70, baby.
Or they could be like, hey, let's put one out without it, and then we got like an Elite controller.
Well, no, because my thing is
Like
that they're not going to stop selling the Switch Pro controller. Why would they stop selling it? Like, that should still be available to buy.
Yeah, okay.
So then they could just have this be like their more premium Switch 2.
I think that's the move, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
Because would anyone here be upset if like they just kept the Pro controller?
I would.
Love it. It's one of the best ever.
You know what?
Good.
I would like the Rumble to be improved.
That'd
Like,
be better.
I love the PS5 DualSense.
I know, man. The Royal Rumble
I want to
is
see some of that tech.
long.
No, I'll tell you, this is what I'm upset I'm not hearing in this room. Like, if you're going to release a more premium controller, right? Something that's going to cost more than the Switch Pro, not crazy more, maybe only $100 max.
Yeah.
Why am I not hearing rumors about analog triggers?
Yeah, I know.
You want to sell analog triggers?
Yeah.
Like, that should be a premium feature included. Should it even be considered a premium feature? No, it should just be standard.
Yeah.
But it's not. Switch Pro controller is still digital. Give us analog.
Yeah.
I'm just, again, I know not every game needs it. Nintendo doesn't really design their games around needing it, and that's fine. And yes, racing games work just fine technically without it. But there are people that really, really prefer analog for lots of different games. So the fact that that's not included in this is like, oh man, like actually kind of, it's a very Nintendo thing to be like, give us those back paddles, but not analog triggers for extra money. Thanks.
I agree.
I think the analog triggers would make a bigger difference than just extra buttons on the bottom.
So they update here. The PowerA controllers do have the Switch logo on them, and
PowerA is an official partner,
and then PDP, the PDP.
Those two are licensed partners with Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they can make like all the Mario and Zelda and all.
Yeah.
They're officially licensed.
Hey, what picture are you referencing? Because I have a picture pulled up of the Switch 2 Pro controller.
I don't have a picture. The rumor didn't come with one.
Do you want me to?
Sure.
Want me to share a picture?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Yeah. Let me get this up here because this is interesting, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Here, let me pull this over here real quick. Let's go here. Let me move it to this screen, and we'll go share screen. Let's make this baby big. Window. Here we go.
By the way, the chat is screaming that the operating system leaked. I'm gonna have to keep talking, guys. I'm gonna dig into. I'm gonna dig into if there's anything leaking here.
All right, so I had pulled this picture earlier and saved it for the podcast just in case we didn't have it. Now let me ask you guys something.
I like it.
This
That
is
looks
the
better already.
this is the big thing that I'm curious about. So we have obviously the C button here. What is this? Now, obviously, it's a settings cog,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Brightness
Or
there?
light RGB.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. So, like, if you look at your Pro controller, which I pulled mine out just like so I could take a look. So we have the plus and minus here, which is like the start and select.
Yeah.
We got the home button. We got the capture button. We have 2 new buttons on the front,
Mm-hmm.
in addition to the 2 buttons on the back that we heard about. So, like this Switch 2 Pro controller could have essentially 4 new buttons if we factor all that in. So, does this change your guys' mind about what the C could possibly be, knowing that we have whatever this button is now too?
It's like a settings button. What's the
Could
settings?
be.
Well, yeah, it looks like a settings cog.
But what if the settings cog is there because that's how you set the back, the things on the back?
You push it. Yeah, to configure. I
Yeah,
see.
you got to have some sort of button to configure those buttons.
Map it.
It could be, but I mean, you could always go into the controller menu and map it. That's
Yeah,
That's
but
how
what
I
if you
do it with the Nitro
this
deck.
could be like a more convenient way because like that they do that with the Nitro deck, sure, but this is Nintendo. What
Yeah.
if it's literally just hit the button, hit A, hit the trigger, and there you go.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Like it's just quick mapping. Like you don't have to go into sub menus and stuff.
so that would make sense that
And
there
it
are
just-
back
it just
buttons
gives me
like
a
that
reason
adds
like
to it.
Yeah, it would give me a reason why this has the button that the Joy-Cons does, right?
That looks so premium compared
I
to
like it.
what we have now.
Yeah, I like the big bold letters there. I can actually see them, so it's good.
I'm not crazy about the Giant 2 though, but whatever.
Yeah, that's been the rumor about the Giant too. I don't know, but I mean this could obviously just be fan made.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is interesting because like that is kind of what the logo has been rumored to be, is like a Giant 2 next to it. It might be a different. It might be a different font that looks a little better than that, but I mean, it's interesting that they wouldn't put the 2 just next to the Nintendo Switch. But then again,
Yeah.
maybe they want the 2 to really stand out, so people just know.
So
Yeah.
when did the OS leak? Because I see here a video from Sunbro, but from 6 days ago.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see anything new.
What are we talking about?
The OS.
Oh yeah, guys, send me if anyone has a link to it. It's from 4chan, which is fine. I just want to see it. Just send me a link, or if it's been posted anywhere else. It hasn't hit the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit yet, so you could also post it on a forum that we have. If you guys want, I could check it out there too. The Nintalk forum.
Oh, it says it's false.
I like that right there. Well, I mean, it's from 4chan, so I mean that's always the high likelihood that it is false.
Yeah, Gaming Leaks and Rumors.
But I'd like to check it out at least. When it's from 4chan, you kind of assume false.
Yeah.
But you never know. Okay, so yeah, like the Pro Controller looks cool if that is what it is. There's also this crazy thing going on Reddit right now, and it got even more interesting right before the show, and it's even more interesting during the show because I have something I get to show from
this show.
For sure.
on the show. I have something I get to show on this show.
For sure.
There's this user on Reddit called Next Handheld, and he's been putting a ton of rumors out there, and he has been sending images, actual images.
Mm-hmm.
He basically claims he went hands-on with Switch 2, but he didn't get to turn it on. He's going to be going hands-on again with it soon. He's going to see if he can get it turned on that time. He got to ask the person who had it a couple questions. But he's like very careful because he doesn't want the images out there, right? He doesn't want people to find out where he was or what was going on. And again, some of us on the show have seen those images. All right. So of some of the images, the dock, right? We saw the images of the dock, some of us on this show, right? We saw an image where it looked like the back piece was maybe off on the back, and we saw a little copyright and all the little legal mumbo jumbo. And then we saw another one that was like the front of it with the Nintendo Switch 2 logo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, could be fake, could be not, don't know. But there's a third image he's apparently been sending around to verify, including to The Verge. This guy over at The Verge. Very, very interesting. And that image was of the Switch 2 the area that you would put the controller into. So that little, the hole in the side that you put your Switch 2 controller in. And Spiromancer over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit has seen this image, and he put up a little drawing of it. So we are going to show the drawing because he's not going to share the image, of course, because stuff in the background and all that. But he put up a drawing of it. So I'm going to go ahead and share this drawing with you guys. It's not the most exciting thing. It's about what you would expect. But you kind of see here that there's basically just pins in the middle. And there you go.
That's it. That's what I was expecting.
That's the dock.
No, this is the side of the Nintendo Switch 2.
the
Oh,
console.
I see.
So basically, you got your pins in the middle that it connects to. Obviously, not really much else going on. And then the people in the Verge article, they say the U-shaped kickstand is actually out. And I think that's what he's trying to show here with like this part here. But, he doesn't probably think it's that exciting. This is the most exciting part of what's in that image. So it shows like it was sitting up on the kickstand. So it's like a screenshot of it on the kickstand with the Joy-Con disconnected from the side. So
Caterpillar.
yeah, so it's kind of interesting. And you can see what he says here. He says, "Here is my trash drawing." He admits that like this is not a very good drawing of what he's trying to
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I mean,
Better
like,
than the last one.
if you're not an artiste, it does probably looks a little nicer than this. But
Yeah.
he says
They're in the chat right now.
Yeah, there you go. What's up, man? How you doing? I know it's shit. Dude, you're fine, man. This is breaking news, man. I love this. I haven't seen this image, man. So like I saw the doc ones. I haven't seen this one yet. It says, here's the trash drawing of the section I've seen where the Switch Joy-Cons connect to the console itself. Again, I have no idea if this is real, but there it is. I have a drawing of a part of the dock, but I won't be able to share right now. As I said before, the inside is completely flat besides the connector in the middle. The 3D prints going around to some creators and YouTubers recently had what seemed like grooves on the inside part where the Joy-Cons would connect. As far as I could tell, that would not match. So, again, I haven't seen this image for myself, so I can't really, confirm or deny what this looks like. I've only seen the dock ones, but I do think that it's interesting. He's saying it's all smooth inside. That could be a red flag.
It was shaved.
Could be a red flag that it's just a 3D print or something. Or maybe that's what it is because maybe it's magnets.
Yeah. The entire area is magnets.
Like it's just literally just a magnetic connection. And then that thing in the middle, that's the physical connection, right? That's where it physically connects and charges and everything. So there is a physical connection, but like the brux of how it stays attached is the magnets.
But how do they work?
That would be the idea of it being smooth anyways. So
Move like a baby.
now, with The Verge kind of saying that they've seen this and they're starting to think, man, this is real. Kit and Krista kind of were like, man, I don't know if they saw the images, but they were kind of acting like they believe it. This guy has a bunch of stuff he's been saying. And if he's legit, this stuff is pretty awesome. Like most of it. There's one part that's not great, but let's go ahead and show over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. We have this kind of summary of a bunch of stuff that was said. So as an example, the console is called Switch 2, and the logo is the Switch logo with the giant 2 on the side. We've heard this before. I personally, and I'm sure Nintendo's the same way, I haven't been told what it's called.
No, I haven't either.
No idea. So I don't know if third parties don't even know it's called Switch 2, or maybe, hey, that's big NDA shit, right? You just don't say it.
You want to compare it to
Newest
the
Nintendo system is what I've heard.
Yeah.
You want to compare it to the 3D CAD that I have?
I mean, we can, but can we get through the list first?
Yeah.
Then we can show your CAD.
Sure.
So it says like their units were dark gray, the one that he was able to touch, but apparently he was told there's a white skew, like the Joy-Cons and the tablet are white. That I like that. That's pretty badass if that exists. And another special edition SKU is themed around a game with a 9. This guy notes, by the way, he doesn't say that it's Mario Kart 9. The guy over on Gaming Leaks River said, oh, this must be referencing Mario Kart 9. There's some speculation it might be Final Fantasy 9 Remake with a special deal with Square Enix for a custom unit. So
Possible.
yeah, so they're kind of, because that's been rumored, so like that, we don't know for sure that it's actually a Mario Kart reference. That's just a guess. The console doesn't really feel heavier than the current Switch. I mean, that's good news, right? You don't want too much more heft. The buttons and sticks are marginally larger, which makes sense because the controllers are slightly bigger. Magnetically attaching the Joy-Cons to the console makes a mechanical click sound. Kind of interesting, since the groove looks smooth, but there's a click. Maybe the click is just that middle area, where it makes that connection point with whatever that is. So that could be what the click is, which could be kind of cool because that could also be a locking mechanism too. Like maybe it's really locking in that middle connection, and the magnets just make it more sturdy, right? The two back buttons are indeed the Joy-Con release buttons. So those two buttons on the back that are like new. I mean, I think we've all kind of figured that's probably what they are, but he's just saying straight up that's what it is. Heard the reveal is next month. Hey, again, another January reveal for some sort of Nintendo meeting. He says he thinks he might be referring to the investors meeting on February 4th. He actually later says it's some sort of meeting that's happening on like the 10th and 11th at Nintendo. Mm-hmm. So like he thinks it's around that time, but it could be before, it could be at, he just knows there's some sort of meeting going on. So he thinks it's at that meeting, but he doesn't really know. Dock has the same ports as the Switch OLED dock. Kind of disappointing for some. I think some people want at least one USB-C port. Because we don't have that on the dock right now. It's a bit larger, but curved. So much of the screen pops out. That's where we're seeing some of those renders now where the docks are a little smaller with the screen showing more. The game card slot looks the same as the current Switch. Cool. Backwards compatibility physically. Also, yeah, why not? Like, there's no real reason to really change it up besides put a little notch so you can't put the Switch 2 carts in the Switch 1. The game, it says, the top side of the Joy-Con when detached. This is interesting. Has a surprise feature. Only when detached. And the magnets themselves are buttons. So like the SL, SR buttons. There was a rumor a while back that those were where they put the magnets. I guess it would make sense. They stick out the furthest. So like having those be the point of magnetism. All right, fine. Then it says LCD screen. I know some people are disappointed with that, but is what it is. ZL, ZR buttons are larger. And this is the big one. And this is why I want it to be true. Hall effect sticks.
Yes, please.
This is the only reason I really want this to be true.
Yeah,
to be clear,
100%.
Like, forget everything else.
That's a game changer.
That's why I want it to be true.
I mean, all the third party controllers I used, Hall effect joysticks. Come on.
Yeah, guys. And to be clear to people in the chat, Spiromancer isn't claiming that this is real or not. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Like no one that's seen these images like knows definitively. There's not enough to know 100%. But it is interesting that we're seeing physical images of something that clearly exists, and it could just be a really well done fake. We just don't know. We don't have enough. We don't have enough. Supposedly he's dropping the goods on Christmas, so we'll see what happens. And again, I haven't seen the side shot. I've only seen the dock shots. And to be clear, the dock shots are literally like back of it with some legal mumbo jumbo, some vents. Clearly, there's like a thing that's supposed to go on top, like a back cover, but it's off. And then the front part with the Switch 2 logo.
Yeah, this all sounds good. The one thing that like makes me laugh is just the game with number 9 in it.
Yeah,
that's just so dumb.
Yeah, it's so cringe. But then it's like, well, look, if it's real and that's just what the guy told him.
Yeah,
I mean. Yeah. What's he supposed to do? Like, hey, that's what they said. There's a model coming out that themed around this game with the number 9. Like,
yeah.
You instantly jump to Mario Kart, of course. But maybe it's Final Fantasy with a deal with Square Enix. So Square Enix is going. Maybe Square Enix is going all in.
Yeah.
Like Paul Gale has hinted that Square Enix is like all about that Switch 2. So.
Clarify something. Does it also say that the game has never had an edition before?
Does it say what?
Does it mention that the game, whatever game that number 9 is referring to, has never had an edition of a Switch?
No, it doesn't have.
So Mario Kart has never had an edition. It's been packed in as a bundle, but has never had an edition of the Switch. And if you look at Nintendo's go-to game to pack in for any game, let's say Holiday 2025. Mario Kart 9, the next Mario Kart game, a Mario Kart bundle. So to me, I'm like, my money's on Mario Kart 9 if it is. I don't think Mario Kart Tour is 9 or Mario Kart. The other one was the other one, the car one, the toy one.
Oh, Live Circuit.
Yeah, that's not. Those are little spin-offs. So not real. Not real 9. So this is
Not real.
Well, it's just like the arcade one. We don't count that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GP.
Dude, if they made a
There was
port
two
of
of
that,
those.
oh my god.
If they pack those together, oh my gosh.
Be
I
amazing.
have it. Not like the arcade, but I
have the
I have the game.
Mhm.
I played it. It's cool.
The GP one. GP.
They're fun. Pac-Man.
I want the arcade. It's like $9,000, man.
You know, I get a question. So you know how we're seeing all these accessories, but when I say accessories, really we're seeing the wheel.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I went to look back to see when the steering wheel accessory actually released for Switch 1. And I was like looking for release dates, and it released on April 28th, which of course same day Mario Kart came out.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's like, why are we seeing the wheel accessory unless there's a game to use it with
Mario Kart.
at launch? Right, exactly. It just lends, I think, more credence to that idea.
I'll push back on it a smidge. This is a third-party accessory maker, not Nintendo,
Yeah,
and
that.
it's backwards compatible. So it will play Mario Kart
Whoa.
8. You would need some people want a wheel accessory day one.
Yeah.
Can I add that I just found that there's a patent. There was a
Here
patent.
comes the patent lord. Here he is.
There's a patent. I think it was this week. It was this month with the wheel from Nintendo. It had the same exact.
Yeah, like
wheel.
Nintendo releases their own wheels.
Yeah, and
Nintendo.
I mean, and there's a wheel already out there. So this updated pad could actually be just so.
Oh my God,
accommodate
I
it.
still haven't seen this operating system chat you guys keep mentioning.
Yeah,
You really going to make me
Me either.
scour 18 pages of 4chan quick? Because like, I don't.
A lot of people are saying it's
4chan.
fake.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it, so I have no idea. Probably is fake, but I still want to show it just for the lulz, at least.
Yeah.
I can make Grok make one.
Just for the lulz. No, I don't need Grok to AI a fake OS. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's people saying that it exists, but like, I don't know. Do people saying it? Do you guys just live on 4chan? Because I don't check 4chan that often.
Let me show you the side
was
of
a troll.
the mock-up thingy of the 3D thingy.
Sure. I'll go check the Nintendo Switch 2 Reddit. Sometimes they're more on top of this bullshit. They are. They like clowning people over there. So even if it's fake, it'll probably be there.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, you got something to show? Let me see here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
It does have the little caterpillar in here.
The little caterpillar. Sure, yeah, the little connection point thing.
Yeah, the connection point. I mean, this is there. I mean, it's like 2 other connectors, like maybe. But I guess this is just for accessories. Maybe the accessory makers just got this so that this has an extra little input to put.
That's where the
control together.
SLSR buttons are.
Yeah.
Man, basically.
Looks like a GameCube memory card.
Right.
Kind of, right? It
Right.
kinda looks like
You have 10 blocks left.
10 blocks left.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's it. Just a little caterpillar there. So at least.
Sure. Nah, I'm gonna go load that into the Switch.
And we lost him.
So yeah, I think he keeps accidentally closing out. Like he's been doing it all show.
Sorry.
This is all show he accidentally closes out. So you guys, so what do you guys think about all these like the rumors from like Next Handheld? Like, do you like them? Do you think they're legit? Obviously, some of you guys have seen some of the images, some of you haven't. But do you guys think it's legit, or are we just wanting it to be legit specifically because of the Hall sensor sticks?
I mean the list.
Yes,
I want that to be legit.
I'm gonna say it's real.
going with the Team Real.
Team real.
Team Real.
I'm team skeptical.
Yes. Why are you skeptical? There we go. Why are you skeptical?
The whole 9 thing, it just sounds so fake. It just sounds so fake. But I mean, the features that they like win over don't sound crazy. The features of the
But that's the thing. They don't sound crazy. They're kind of
they're very safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very safe guesses. So it's like I don't really buy it.
Yeah.
But I want the Hall effect sticks. So
I didn't see the images.
Well, I'm not okay. Look, we ain't showing no images.
Behind
Just
the
to be
scenes.
clear, because
Behind
if
the
the guy's legit, I don't want to like.
Yeah.
We're not trying to get people in trouble and fired.
But behind the scenes.
What happens when I mention I have images that I'm not supposed to show people?
Nate and I are just gonna have to go into hiding.
You're right. It's getting to the point, like, there's things I know that, like, I literally can't say. Like, there's some stuff we talked about today that, like, I know answers to, I can't say.
Listen,
Well, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to tell all of my friends in the industry, stop sending me information and then telling me I can't say anything. Well, we thought you'd want to know about this and be excited. Can I talk about it? No. Damn it. Well, then don't tell me if I can't talk about it.
listen, they
At least I can say January. Cool. But, like, if you give me, look, buddy, you give me a date and I'm not allowed to say the date, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I'll stick with the 23rd from Nintendo.
I was told I couldn't share the calves that I have, and I shared them the same day I got them. I made the video. I didn't mention who gave them to me. I just shared them.
No, man. See, don't trust my Odyssey. You send them stuff and tell them not to share.
Yep.
See, now I can't share the images with you, Mike.
I'm not gonna share them.
Oh yeah, okay. And then you see. Here's the thing. Here's what I worry about, Mike.
Can I make my own mock-ups?
Legit worry. Depending on what folder it ends up in, you'll be running your show on Friday. And you'll accidentally click on it while live, and then it just because your site's not always the greatest, right? You know, so an accidental showing, and then I'm like, oh fuck.
Okay, how about this?
Guy just lost his job.
How about you show me the images? I take those images. I make my own version of them, and I share that version.
Make your own drawing.
Just throw a filter
Yeah.
on it or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take.
You're going to tell AI to redraw this image.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, we're not showing the image. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like, this is just something you don't do. When you get access to information,
sure.
you do not literally share that stuff. Until now, if it turns out that it's fake, yeah, no shit. I'll show it. It'll get
And I was messing around. I was told I could share it.
If it turns out it's fake, like, yeah, then no one cares. But
I was just told not to mention the company who shared it with me, but I can share it.
that's all about protecting sources, protecting people. When we talk about this stuff and leaks get out there, nobody's trying to get people fired. Like,
Yeah, well, that's
that's not
That's
like,
crazy.
you know, we talk about a major third party company. Yeah, there's a reason we don't say the name of the company. Like, you know, we're not trying to get people actually in trouble. But if they allow us to share some stuff, cool, we'll share what we're allowed to share. But like the images, absolutely not sharing images that the person has said that they do not want public. But here's the thing. The user did say they're going to be posting some crazy shit on Christmas. Now, my guess is that it's fake and the Christmas post is going to be an epic troll. An epic troll, like, image of the whole thing he was talking about and how he 3D printed made it in his parents' basement or something, right? I kind of feel like it's going to be an epic troll.
Big giant troll face.
Or
Rickroll.
I'm wrong and it's actually real. And the reason the guy's saying wait till Christmas is because he's going to go hands-on again with it next week and be allowed to get permission to share certain aspects publicly and share images, leak images out there that don't show, you know, are better cropped and don't show where he is. So that could be it too. Or maybe he's full of shit. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. We'll find out on Christmas Day or the day after. I'm not really sure if he clarified it. It's for sure on Christmas Day.
Yeah. To be honest, at this point, I just want to be surprised. I mean, there's way too many leaks out there.
I mean, it looks like, Mike, it looks like a Switch too. I'm sorry. It looks like a Switch. What do you want to do?
I'm just saying that whatever is left, feature wise,
it's the game.
like feature wise and stuff, you know.
I mean, look, a lot of the mock-ups have a microphone. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah,
A lot of the mock-ups have a microphone.
you're right. You're right.
We haven't talked. I mean, do people consider that a big deal? Nintendo's had microphones on their systems for like decades.
I hope there's a surprise to it. Like, I hope there's like a big giant surprise that we didn't know of. That
You know, and people are like, why is there a microphone?
I mean, DS had a
Did
microphone.
they put voice chat on?
Yeah, like it's compatible with Nintendo 3DS and Wii U games. Well, not really Wii U games because those are.
They're gonna make us blow on the mic again. Yeah, they're gonna release it. That's the casual game. It's suck and blow.
suck and blow too.
And it's actually a vacuum cleaning game. You know, like Power Wash Simulator, but vacuum cleaning simulator.
TB Robo, like
And you have to and in the mic for it to work.
But Wind Waker.
Suck and blow.
Sounds terrible.
I know.
I mean, can you imagine the marketing?
Rather
for that?
not.
I mean, we'd had Karen rooftop parties So
Hey,
like, I
Mom,
was
I
Switch.
want Suck and Blow for Christmas.
Now it's gonna be sucking. Can you imagine?
Your dad does too. Go to bed.
Yeah, right.
The family all gathers around and they're all blowing and sucking it. They're just like,
God.
Nintendo is really going there. They really just
This is
don't give
a-
a shit. This is great. I want it for the
Podcast is
memes.
rated R.
I want it for the
Yeah.
memes.
Yeah.
We're just talking about blowing and sucking wind. What are you talking about, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, get that mind out of the gutter over there, man. You're taking this to rated R territory. I was PG the whole way. I
Sure
thought it was
you
about
were.
a family circle where everyone's blowing wind. No, like
Hopefully out of their mouth.
blowing out candles on a cake. What are you talking about? Talking about passing gas, maybe
Passing gas.
out the other end.
Yeah.
I'd be past some gas.
That happens. That happens. Dude, I don't know why I don't have a fart button. I should have one of those.
Flatulence.
Flatulence. Well, I still haven't seen anything about this OS thing, so I guess we're just not going to get to it today. It's
Yeah.
probably fake anyways, but
Bullshit.
yeah, the fact that no one's sending me a link means like everyone's embarrassed that they got fooled for like 3 seconds. I get it, guys.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I've been on the internet. Yeah, there's times like I'll tell you one thing. I got fooled for half a second earlier on the internet because there was all these headlines that Damian Lillard signed a lifetime contract. I'm like, wait, fuck, he signed a lifetime contract with the Bucks? Oh no, it's with a shoe company. But like the first line, it's a giant picture of him in a Bucks jersey. No shoes in the picture, by the way. It's just him in a Bucks jersey, lifetime contract, and you're like, oh shit.
Clickbait.
Nah, I mean, obviously they knew what they were doing with that first line, but you read the second line and it's a shoe contract. They're like, oh, okay. All right. So, like, yeah, some people get fooled sometimes for half a second. This time it's probably someone intentionally trying to fool us, or maybe it's real. Sometimes these things we say are, no, that's completely fake. I remember, like, the idea of there being a hybrid system. No, it's fake. It's fake.
They do.
Nintendo do no hybrid system. Fake. Oh, Nintendo's going with NVIDIA. Fake. Fake. It's always AMD. Fake. But it comes from Emily Rogers, who's reliable. Fake. So like sometimes people just think things are fake because like Nintendo's never done it. Like people are saying like, I even see comments on my video on it today. Like, oh, the Switch 2 Pro Controller thing's obviously fake because of the back paddles. You're right. It sounds like something Nintendo wouldn't do, which is probably exactly why it's real. Like, Nintendo kind of just does that stuff. And that kind of thing doesn't really break what a Pro Controller is. Like, you can still just use it as a normal controller. That's what I like about the Joy-Cons. Like, this idea of detachable controllers with Switch 2 or the original Switch would have sounded fake. But then you actually get it, and you're like, oh, yeah, this actually just makes sense.
I mean, in that logic, the name of the system is fake because it has a number 2 on it. Nintendo has never.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't do numbers unless it's for 3D, baby. 3D. I mean, GameCube 128, Mario 128. Man, I miss those days. Those days were the best days. All right, let's get to the Q&A section now that we burned through all of that. I was really hoping to show that fake OS, man. Would have been fun. Would have been fun. That's all right. You know what? It'll probably appear in my video tomorrow, and we'll all laugh at it.
Let me generate one right now, quickly.
I'm just going to be like, my lead headline tomorrow is already, Insider says 23rd. Got the headline queued up.
Here's the link to give him hell.
Yeah, here's the thing. I even got the video clip proof, baby.
Great.
Anyways, I probably will talk about it, but come on, guys. Frame it correctly, please. Frame it correctly. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get to the Q&A section. You guys can still get your Q&A questions. Just got to super chat them in. We got Demonic Brawler coming in with $5. Okay, folks, I'm just throwing this out there. The C button is for continue, a quick resume feature. That would be a Nintendo way to take quick resume. And call
I
it continue.
disagree with that. Disagree.
I know what you think it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. Throw it out there.
Cats.
Cat?
It's cats.
It's a cat button?
Yeah. It calls your cat over. If you own a cat, you push the button. Yeah. It just comes over here. Just
What
comes
about dog
11
owners?
a.m.
It just comes
And
over.
where's the D button?
It's for a dog. For the
But
dog.
if there's no D button,
Is
though.
that reminder for 11 a.m.?
I mean, dogs is next to you all the time. Cats are high maintenance, so they're like.
I'm just going to say what I think it is.
It's
And I said this before. I think it's a chat button.
Fighters.
I think it loads messages.
Yeah.
It's a quick menu where you can access, like, you can DM people. They're allowing us to DM people.
So what's the C for?
Chat.
Chat.
They're going to add chat to the Switch too.
Yeah, DMing people. Yes, being able to message people.
No.
Yeah, I think it's happening. I think they realize their audience is literally 85% over the age of 25. They have all the stats. They know their audience is adults.
I am in disagreement.
That's fine.
It'd be a tough sell though for a family console.
I think
They don't have to make a big deal out of it. They put a TV button on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like,
I think it's
it doesn't have
cast.
to be the selling point. It's just a convenience feature.
Will Nintendo support this C button?
Parents can turn it down, turn it off.
Right.
That is the
You'll
question.
be able to turn it off.
So my serious answer is cast, because you'll be able to stream your game onto your Nintendo Switch dock, which will be its own little entertainment hub. So therefore, it'll open the door to porting 3D games, Nintendo DS games, 3DS, whatever, and so you'll still have that dual screen.
I got a question for you.
functionality.
Are you saying that there's actual hardware in the dock?
There's a patent. I'm saying that the dock could be its own little hub. So when your Nintendo Switch is disconnected from the dock, you'll still see an interface on your Nintendo on your screen.
I know it's like
with the disconnected Nintendo
but Wii U
Switch.
was able to do that because the hardware was in the thing connected to the TV.
So
Yeah.
why would the Pro controller have a C button then?
Same reason. Cast.
What are you casting from the Pro controller?
You can cast a fishing net. You can cast an iron.
Oh my
You can
god!
cast.
The reason I'm going to disagree is because the hardware is in the actual tablet unit, and that means they have to use wireless HDMI to make that work. And wireless HDMI is very finicky.
Connect something.
Connect something. There you go. But yeah, I don't think a cast feature's there. I don't think that's good. No, maybe no.
Capture button.
Well, see, they have one though. That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Switch has one already.
Already
What
accounted
if that's
for.
like a longer form capture where it's like a
Well,
video? I don't know.
You could just make it like a triple press and it could do. I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
I think it is like a chat thing. That's actually my guess too.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think the
About
most likely is chat or communicate. Something that has to do with communicating, connecting.
What if it's a new capture button?
Well, sure, but then the other button became something else.
Yeah. Like photos and video.
I don't think they're going to separate it. There's no need to. That's just
And if
overcomplicated.
they had a divorce, they had to separate.
All right, on to the next one. Boom Any. That's a question for $5. When does he go on tour? I'm on Ticketmaster as we speak. This is for Mike Odyssey, of course.
What?
For your beautiful song. When are you going on tour? She's on Ticketmaster right now.
Well, the video has not reached 200 likes yet. So, I mean, first step is uploading. I'm not only going to upload it to iTunes. I mean, to whatever, what Spotify. But I'll upload it to all music throughout iTunes, all that stuff. If it makes
He wants to be number one on all the charts, is what he's saying.
yeah.
Billboard Top 100 coming in a month.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a one-hit wonder, baby.
But in all seriousness, it was a parody that I wanted to make to bring joy to people and laughter, and I hope you guys. I'm glad you guys liked it, and I appreciate all the feedback for me. It really means a lot for that this stuff, because it took me about 3 weeks to do. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
You know, keeping on the theme of that music, but not just 712 wants to know, when's the Odyssey Nintenbyte collab Christmas album coming?
I can do one.
I think we got to plan that out ahead of time. That would have to be for Christmas next year.
Yeah, I'll
We
do it
really
next
need
year.
some time to put together like a.
Only got a few days.
Yeah.
And think about it, the Switch 2 could be out, and then like we could have all the games covered, and we could have like Christmas songs themed around each.
Dude, I already have an idea.
Christmas thongs?
The
Yeah.
12
Oh,
days, the 12 days of
Glad someone
Christmas
caught
with
that
12
thong.
collaborators.
Oh my god!
12 days of Christmas with 12 collaborators, and we'll just switch each whatever thingy for something in gaming wise.
That's impressive. All right. Let's get to one that's not just for me and Mike. Devon Brawler says he wants to see the new Pro controller. We did the best we could do to show it earlier. Thunderstash put up, what probably a fan mock-up, but still a nice look at what it could look like.
Yeah.
It has a setting button for some. I don't know, man. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I don't know. And then Devon Brawler said Donkey Kong is 40 now. and they still have faith a new 3D Donkey Kong is coming soon, maybe as a launch title. What do you guys think about that?
End with Donkey Kong.
One of
Start with
three.
Donkey Kong. That's not a
Two
bad
Donkey Kong games in a year.
Yeah, well,
Well, one's a
and-
port.
yeah. You end the
Nah, who
system with
cares?
Donkey Kong. You start with Donkey Kong.
And one's on Switch 1. This would be on Switch 2.
Yeah.
3D Donkey Kong 2?
Yeah, it would have to be like a bigger deal. It couldn't be like a 2D.
Yeah, it can't be
side-scroller.
side-scrolling. No, it'd have to be
Yeah.
a big 3D one.
Yeah.
I expect it to come out more around the time of the Mario movie, or
April next
yeah.
year, 2026, yeah.
or if Donkey Kong, or if the actual Donkey Kong movie is like further along, like if they are
Hopefully
actually
the rumored
working on
DK
that right
movie.
now, then maybe like 2028.
Yeah, dude, 3D Donkey Kong I want so bad. We haven't had one since the N64. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's
We need another
really,
crack at this, man.
it's been very rare.
Like, I don't know why Nintendo's like afraid to have more 3D platforming games.
Yeah.
You guys get that?
I like
Astrobot won Game of the Year, so that might nudge people to make more.
Yeah, nudge Nintendo. Hey, buddy, make more 3D platformers, not just Mario once a gen.
Give us Conkers again.
Wonder how Nintendo felt about that.
What are you talking about? It's an action adventure.
How
game.
Nintendo felt about Astrobot? What, winning Game of the Year?
Yeah.
I don't think they care that it won Game of the Year.
Yeah, I think it's great for competition.
No, I think it's great too.
Oh, they probably have an Astrobot dartboard on their wall now.
Why do you think Nintendo?
Exactly.
Are you saying that? Do you think Nintendo's jealous that it won Game of the Year?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just bringing up the question. I don't know that I feel that
Probably
way.
just more motivated.
Well, I'm
I think
asking how do
motivation.
you feel, Game Junction? Because you brought up the question.
Oh no, I mean I don't necessarily think they care, but I've seen the question brought up, like
Not
like
yeah,
taking the
lots-
format of like Super Mario Odyssey, 3D Mario type deal, and kind of did it better in some ways, or at least for the year. It was.
I think it was very nice and very humble of Team Wasabi to kind of recognize and kind of shout out Mario.
Yeah, they-
and what
a
and
lot
what
of the
they-
gameplay ideas. In
Yeah,
it.
and so
Mario.
I don't personally
Good
think
game, though.
I don't personally think that Astrobot would have existed without Mario Odyssey.
No. I don't think
So it was inspired. Remember, Astrobot was just a demo to demonstrate a feature when
the controller.
when the controller came out, and so that was
Yeah,
gonna stay
best
there.
demo ever.
Yeah, it was so
yeah.
good.
And-
I mean,
and-
Wii Sports though
Well, I was
too.
gonna say Wii Sports.
Yeah, but it
anything
was a
else.
great demo.
yeah.
really was.
I do think that one, I don't think Nintendo cares that it won Game of the Year. The only reason that 3D Mario doesn't have a Game of the Year award is there's only been one in 10 years.
Yeah.
So the Game Awards has been here for 10 years. There's only been one 3D Mario released. And that 3D Mario lost to Breath of the Wild. So like Nintendo lost to themselves. I don't
Right.
get mad about that. You know what I mean? It's a 97. It's even rated higher than Astrobot. So like I don't think Nintendo, like if they released that game any other year, it probably would have won Game of the Year. But it happened to release the same year a Zelda game had a 97. So it's kind of like, yeah, Zelda was rated slightly higher, and it was the game that many people define Switch with. Like for all of the other big games,
Yeah.
that was the launch game.
Right.
And people define Switch by Breath of the Wild. So, you had this platform blowing up. It was the big launch game. It also rated really high.
It also outsold the platform
It had,
at a certain point in time.
3 years of hype since 2014's reveal, whereas Mario only had like 8 months of hype. But I just kind of think it was just an unfortunate. If they had waited and released it in January, I think it would have won GOTY in 2018.
Yeah.
But they didn't, because Nintendo didn't care.
Yeah.
They cared about moving units. It was a very smart move to have them both in the same year. So,
I mean, does it really matter at the end of the day about
well, I think developers care. I think when you watch the Game Awards, they clearly care about winning the awards. It means a lot to them. And I think Nintendo would like to win more Game of the Years because Sony wins a lot. So I think they would like to win more, but they're not going to make their release schedule to be where they're going to win.
Yeah.
Like if 3D Zelda and 3D Mario are ready same year, they're dropping it. They care about the money more than they care about both of those games winning an award because they could spread them out. Now, this gen, they're going to be spread out. So Who knows? There could be a realistic shot that maybe both have a shot at winning Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Nintendo got a GOTY for their big launch game. The question is, can they bring some of their other IP up high enough to be serious GOTY contenders? Metroid Prime 4 coming out here. It's got a shot to be a 95 plus rated game. That could be a potential GOTY winner this year if it can win over the press. I'm just throwing that out there. Nintendo already announced a potential GOTY winner. We'll have to see, obviously, what everyone else does.
Yeah.
Because there's a big year coming up here in 2025. And what Nintendo does. Because there could be a Switch 2 game that also is up for GOTY. And then Nintendo defeats itself. And then everyone's like, oh, Metroid keeps going up for GOTY and never wins. Okay, well, if Nintendo's losing to themselves, it's not really an L.
Right.
Want to be clear, Mario Odyssey losing to Breath of the Wild is not an L for Nintendo. Or an L for the Mario team. I mean, come on. Anyways, no, I don't think they care, but I do think that if they brought a 3D Donkey Kong out, I do think that they would be trying to make it be as good as a 3D Mario. So,
Oh, for sure.
or how different it would be, I have no idea, man. And we got, I think our last one. I gotta check the chat to see if there's more super chats. But anybody else sad that it's not called the Super Nintendo Switch?
I am.
I want to clarify. We don't know that it's called Switch 2. I know it seems to be what it is, but
Yeah, we don't know.
let's presume all the rumors are right. It's Switch 2. Yay for me. Good for my channel. I rank very well for Switch 2.
Yeah.
But setting that aside, are you sad that it won't be Super Nintendo Switch? Or if it's not?
It would have been a cool name, but yeah, we still don't know 100%. Like, that would be so cool.
I think it would be really nostalgic. I also don't know that it conveys that it's a new system to current audiences.
Yep.
So we have Switch Lite, Switch OLED, Super Switch. It doesn't really sound like just sounds like another iteration of Switch, which sure you can argue that's what Switch 2 is, but people understand numbers equal new generation.
Yeah.
Like phones and all these stuff, we like beat it into their heads. You know?
Yeah.
There's a reason it works for Sony. Numbers are they're boring, but they work. Like, sometimes it's not about being inventive and creative all the time. Like some people being upset that there might not be some crazy gimmick this time. You don't need crazy gimmick. Like, even when you look at where Nintendo did it, they always did it because they were failing. They didn't just do it to do it. And people think sometimes Nintendo does gimmicks to do gimmicks. No, they do it because they're not doing well at the moment.
They did it.
Even with like the Wii, but the Wii U gamepad, the Wii was successful. Yeah, but by the time the Wii U came out, the Wii was kind of dead. It wasn't new. It wasn't Switch. Switch is alive and well, even with declining sales. Like 127 million active players. Like, I think they've hit market saturation for sales, but people want the software and they're still buying it and they're still playing it. Like, there's a very active user base. Wii's user base was not very active in the last 2 years. People had kind of moved on. And Nintendo sort of knew that. So, hey, let's do another crazy, wacky idea. And then, let's name it like an accessory. And then push only the tablet and forget there's a console. So then people think it's an accessory to a system they don't want to play anymore. And then we're going to charge $350 for that accessory. No, I love Wii U, guys. I don't want to insult Wii U. It's a great platform. It had a lot of great games. I don't want to say it's a great platform, I guess, because it kind of failed. But it had a lot of great games. There was a lot of great games on it. A lot of people love Wii U. Dude, Miiverse, come on.
Yeah.
God, if we could imagine if they would have did that in the Switch era instead, man.
Yeah.
It'd be a staple.
I mean, if we remember the NX, it wasn't called that. It was just a code. It was like a code name for it.
Code name. Yeah. Well, Wii U, not a code name.
Nope.
That's the console. Hey, ounce. You haven't confirmed with the Giga League. Ounce. Technically, we want to be correct. It's ounce. All right, guys. I don't see any other super chat questions in. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Nintenbyte Podcast. We'll be back next week. Remember, next week's episode is not going to be on Wednesday because Wednesday is Christmas.
Yay. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Even though I'll be streaming, I'm not going to sit here and force other people to be like, hey, abandon your families and come join me. But we will be still having a podcast next week. We're doing it the day after. So we're going to be up on the 26th. We have a Game Bird Classic coming on. It'll be a lot of fun to have that guy back on. He hasn't been on since June. So that's going to be crazy to have him come back on. It's going to be a fun episode. That's our final episode of the year. Who knows? Maybe I'll still be in the festive spirit because it's right after Christmas. Yeah, maybe I'll dress up for it. We'll see. Maybe an ugly sweater competition between everyone. That could be fun.
Be cool.
I think all of us would love a little ugly sweater competition. The chat would vote, obviously, for the winner of that at the end. But leave the poll up the whole time. All right. Just every time. Just keeps dipping out. Well, you know what, guys? Let's go around the room. Let people know what we got going on. Where they can find. See, I knew he wasn't going to miss a chance to advertise himself. Hold on, let me get Mike right back in. We'll start with Game Junction, man. What do you got going on, and where can they find you?
You can find me on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that jazz. I got a video dropping tomorrow. Got the podcast on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's about it.
Awesome. We got Emo Mike Odyssey.
Trying to do the rock side, but I can't.
Yeah, I know.
People with elbow.
Yep.
Elbow is not the elbow, it's the eyebrow.
Eyebrow.
Yeah.
Well, he does have the people's elbow too.
does,
yeah,
That is
right,
one of
yeah,
his
yeah,
moves.
yeah.
Rock bottom.
Hi guys.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having me, Nate. And it's been a pleasure to be here. You can find me at the Odyssey Monday through Friday, or when I haven't been following the schedule Monday through Friday. I sometimes have
You're
to.
just on automatic with that app.
Yeah, I just have to take some time off sometimes just to rest. But yeah, Monday through Friday, daily content. Try to do daily content. I opened the second channels right there. It's called it's Super Flicks. It's supposed to be like it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Super Flicks. Get it? You know.
Very nice.
It's a movie, superhero movies. If you like superhero movies, then that's the channel to go to listen to news for movies and reviews and stuff like that. My Body is Ready is out, I guess. And I think the Nintenbyte Podcast already ended for the season. We start back on December 3rd. And then that's basically it. That's all I got going on and stuff.
All right, before the rest of the podcast crew signs out here, we did miss one super chat. My bad. I missed it. I can't feature it now. I don't think. No, I absolutely cannot. So what we're going to do is just say what it is. It was €2, I believe, or pounds, either way, sent in by Kay, who said, Grand Theft Auto 6, day one on Switch 2. What's your opinions on this?
Not a chance. Not a chance day one.
He's not giving up overall.
Not a chance day one. They gave us the trilogy. But I don't know, man. This game's probably going to be super impressive. I don't know.
Will it be? Is it already the game out? Is the game already out? No?
No, it's due to come out like end of next year.
Oh, end of next year.
Yeah, like they probably hope for holiday, but it might be December.
So it's not going to be out by Switch because Nintendo Switch will be out.
No, day one means when it releases. Will it be on Switch 2 day one?
I think so.
like 2 years.
I think yes. I'm going to say yes.
Okay, Mike's being optimistic.
Yeah,
What a shocker.
Day and day.
Predicts directs, and it's every enough that you could ever dream of.
I mean, aren't they a big enough company to have themselves a dev kit?
Well, they take 8 years to make a game, so.
Oh, I'm saying, like, aren't they a big enough company to have some inside information to have a dev kit in order to?
Well, they probably have a dev kit. 2K.
They probably get like GTA 5.
You gotta remember they're owned by what? Take Two.
Yeah.
And 2K is definitely gonna have a dev kit for NBA.
GTA 6. All right, I'm gonna go as far as to say that GTA 6 is not only gonna be day one; it's gonna be in the Switch trailer.
Okay, that would be actually if it was in the reveal trailer, Nintendo wins the internet.
That would be incredible.
That would be the
crazy.
biggest like mic drop third party moment ever.
Dude, that'd be
Literally.
a total
Yeah.
rock star move.
Mic drop.
Well, you saw the games that were in
dig it.
the original trailer: Skyrim, 2K.
Yeah, and that blew people. And people were like, no, they're not getting those games. That wasn't. Remember the debate that it wasn't 2K? Remember people were saying like that's not. 2K.
Oh yeah.
They're like, what do you? Yeah, no, it's 2K.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Nintendo's gonna open a lot of eyes with that first trailer.
Yeah, I mean that is the mic drop third party moment. If they
Hey,
Maybe that's why we didn't get a GTA 6 trailer this month, because it's coming with the Switch too. But
What if
no.
it's
I'm not on
delayed?
this.
By the way, I totally don't think that's happening, but I'll give my opinion on it in a moment. But that would be a mic drop moment. That would be Nintendo serious about third parties. They probably spent a pretty penny to get that day one on Switch 2 if that happened.
So what if GTA is delayed to 2026? Then do we think it comes out
If it is
the same
delayed
day?
6 months or more into it, like if it's halfway through or holiday 2026, day one, yes. If
I
it's
agree.
delayed that long,
I'm not confident it comes out next year.
a lot of people aren't.
Why should we be?
They take forever to make games, but they're awesome when they come out.
Yeah, you know, if it doesn't come out next year, no big deal here, man. Our hands are going to be full.
Oh no, we don't. We got lots of all these other games to play. But.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to mention.
So
Is that-
Thunderclash, you're saying if delayed, yes. If not, no.
If delayed, yes. If not, no.
I mean, I love your idea. That would be so awesome.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that's Nintendo saying you don't need anyone else.
But yeah, if that doesn't happen, I would say that if it is delayed into 2026, that it comes out day one on Switch with PlayStation and Xbox.
I agree with that point. If it's delayed, yeah.
Eric,
Yeah, no, it's you guys said it best.
I want to tell you what. My head says fuck no. Just fuck no.
That's where I'm at.
2028 at the earliest, 2027 maybe. Like, just fuck no, man. Because the reason they take so long to make it is like they're literally spending all this time on a single. It's not even going to be on PC day one. Like it's weird. They're very weird about it. They optimize for one platform at a time. It's just like kind of what they do.
Yep.
That being said, Mike, you pulled at my heartstrings. That's the third party. It ain't Elden Ring. It's GTA 6. That is the third party mic drop moment in the reveal. Just like a quick 30-second GTA 6. The logo pops up on a Switch 2 screen, and everyone on the internet is screaming. Because
That'd be crazy.
they literally, remember, the entire internet presumes this is the PlayStation 6 system seller that's going to get it to 100 million plus units. But if it's on Switch 2, the debate rages between PlayStation and Nintendo fans, man, because now you don't need a PlayStation to play GTA 6.
I
You
think
just need the new system.
I think GTA 6 could, if it came out on Switch, it could have a similar effect to the PS2's DVD effect.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Easy.
how big it would be.
DVD CD, that was massive for PS2.
Yeah.
GTA 6 day one during year one of Switch 2, evergreen title from a third party, and you could play it everywhere. And if it happens to look and play well,
The game will last for 15 years, too.
oh man.
So do you
That's
think
the third party.
GTA? Do you
Oh.
think GTA 5 comes out on Switch too, like first year or something?
Wouldn't it be funny if like they announce GTA 6 and then they say, by the way,
Shadow
launch,
drop?
we have GTA 5?
Like
Shadow-
I mean, why
Shadow
not?
drop it?
it never came out on Switch. 'Cause I don't
I
think it
know.
can run on
Yeah.
Switch.
Well, so the Switch is more powerful than the 360, and it came out on that.
Yeah,
But
it would
you
have
get
to be like-
GTA 4
Online
either.
mode, it's that online mode that people keep arguing, like, hey, they dropped the online support for 360. Like, there's a reason for that. I think what they could do is drop just GTA 5 single player day one
Oh,
on
yeah.
Switch if GTA 6 is announced, because they won't care then about the online, because they'll get all the online revenue at GTA 6.
Yeah.
So then they don't care. You get like 6 months to play the story, get caught up, go to GTA 6. I think that could be a play if GTA 6 is indeed day one. Nobody thinks it's actually going to be except Mike. But I will say my heart says if Nintendo wants to just stick a stake through PlayStation, that's the get. That's the get. And I say that because for it to happen, Nintendo probably would have had to throw some money and a shitload of dev kits, because Nintendo would have had to give them the dev kits first.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago, they would have had dev kits. Like Nintendo would have been really early trying to convince Rockstar to get it. And I also bring this up because Kit and Krista mentioned that it's been the holy grail at Nintendo of America. They've been trying to get modern GTA on Nintendo. Like NOA has been a really big proponent trying to make it happen. And what if Furukawa was the mad lad that listened?
They got it. Lego City Underground.
We're gonna they got it. We're gonna go and get it. And that would be that's the boss move. That's the we're on top of the world and we're fucking staying here move. But again, I don't know. GTA 6 for those of you guys that don't play GTA, I don't think you understand how big of a deal this game. I don't really even care that much about the franchise.
Yeah.
But it is a massive deal. It is one of the largest single IPs in the entire. We're talking about a 200 million seller. I'm not even fucking kidding you. That's not a joke. Go look how much GTA 5 sold. We're talking about a 200 million selling game.
It's true.
It is. You get that day one. Getting it on Switch 2 at all is a big deal. But day one, that is a mic drop of mic drop moments.
Day one, it would be setting a tone. But
Yeah, that is Nintendo saying, fuck everyone else.
Mike just broke Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially if it's somehow locked 30 FPS, like no frame dips. Oh, they got it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like full 1080p in handheld, able to have that DLS to 4K, looking gorgeous. Yeah, not as good as the PS5. But yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah.
You want the best of the best, you go for the more powerful system. But baby, you can go and be disconnected from the internet and go play that in the fucking park. I'm not saying you should play GTA in the park. I don't know if that's the best place to play it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, I'm just saying that look, Skyrim was like their kind of mic drop moment of the original trailer because people couldn't even imagine Skyrim being played portably at the time. Okay, well now we know about games being played portably, but you know what game people don't think is going to be portable day one? GTA 6. That would be a mic drop moment because it's not going to be on PC day one. So it ain't going to be portable on those portable PCs. That would be a mic drop. Can you fucking believe it moment? That's why, because that moment would be so huge, I could see Nintendo maybe working with Rockstar for years to make it happen. But it's like, man, did Nintendo actually do it? Because Nintendo would have had been directly involved. That's why I'm like, I just don't know that they actually did it. Because Nintendo also has this little air of cockiness about them that we don't need anybody else. You know,
How big is that game, though? We're talking like
I know.
300 gigs.
It's like telling Nintendo, it's kind of like telling Nintendo, hey, you're not gonna have Minecraft on Switch 2, right? Of course they're gonna have fucking Minecraft. It's huge.
Yeah.
But like, they have to know. And with Kit and Krista saying everyone at Nintendo of America has been trying to make this happen for a long time, but like Rockstar just didn't care. Wii U obviously bombing didn't help. So they probably didn't believe in Switch. But it's like, okay, yeah, but everyone believes in Switch too. So if Nintendo got involved 3 years ago with Rockstar, I can believe it's day one. But I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I don't want to set the expectation that mic drop's happening. But I'm saying if it does, I don't know what console wars are anymore.
Yeah.
Just Nintendo just like, get the fuck out of my industry.
Yeah, I mean, earlier this year,
Crazy to say. But
earlier this year, Nintendo did make a big move by hiring this guy, Gio something. He's now the head of AAA third party portfolio management. But he used to work for PlayStation.
Yep.
So if
they also bought out a studio, which they rarely ever do, that does nothing but ports.
Yeah. There you
And
go.
I'm like, my initial thought when they bought that studio was, oh my fucking God. Did they make a deal with Rockstar? And they said, we'll fucking port it. We'll fucking port it. We bought a studio to port it. I'd be like,
Yeah.
that was my first thought. I'm like, why do we need a port studio? Oh, because there's a company like Rockstar that doesn't want to do it themselves.
Yeah.
You offer it to them and say, we'll pay for it to happen. We just want like a 5% cut of Switch sales. Well, they already get 30%, so whatever. Anyways, again, I think it's a pipe dream. My head is saying fuck now. Maybe it'll be on Switch 2. Just not day one, like a year or two later. But Mike, you got me.
What do I get if it comes day one?
What do you want? I might open a blank check. What do you
Nice
want?
crisp high five.
What do you want, baby? You would have
Better
been
be
the one that
crisp.
called it.
Nate did mention suck and blow. I just want to put that out there.
No.
Oh my god.
I just want to put that out there, dude.
The vacuum cleaner game.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Game of my
Power
choice.
Walk Simulator.
Game of my choice for Switch 2 when it's
All
out.
right, game of choice.
Yeah.
Got you, buddy. Game of choice.
Oh,
on Switch
okay.
2 if GTA 6 is in the reveal trailer. Got it.
That's a good one.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, I want to buy you that game. I'm gonna tell you right now. I want to buy you that. I want Nintendo to come out and drop the fucking hammer. And it's not because I care about. It's not because I care about like taking out PlayStation. I don't care about any of the console war shit. It's because I want Nintendo to be that confident. I want to see a confident Nintendo come out fucking throwing haymakers when Switch 2 is revealed. Oh, all these leaks, and nobody's gonna give a fuck about the leaks if GTA 6 is in the reveal. No one's gonna get too. It just looks like a Switch. Yeah, Switch ain't playing GTA 6, motherfuckers. So you know right now. Why do you want Switch 2? GTA 6. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if they want to get the kind, you know what kind of big W that would be? I think all third-party companies would be excited if GTA 6 was going to Switch 2 because it's going to increase the non-Nintendo audience, which will make them then buy those third-party games over the years. So I think like third-party companies would even be really excited if GTA 6 was there.
Yeah, and that goes in line with the report on that analysis about Nintendo and Switch 2.
You know who won't be happy? When they Microsoft, when they drop the Call of Duty trailer in there and then it's completely forgotten about because GTA 6 GTA 6. Oh, big deal, Call of Duty. Yeah, no one gives a fuck. GTA 6 is coming. Then obviously Nintendo's also going to blow people's minds with their games. Everyone always cares about Nintendo's big first party games. So they'll have something big in that trailer for a first party game that's going to be like a showcase Nintendo game. It's going to be nice. All right, guys. Let's finish. We're signing out here. Thunder Stash Gaming.
Yeah, you guys know where you can find me at Thunderstash Gaming on YouTube.
There you go. Metaphor Refantasio review coming.
Yep, 95 hours in. It's going great. Taking notes.
Done with the game before Christmas. Review probably out before the end of the year.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm putting a lot of time into it. I'll be getting the platinum.
Yeah,
I'll be
for the review.
Yeah, it'll be a 100% review.
There's not a lot of those out there for that game. Not a lot of them out there. It's a tough game to platinum. Nice.
Yeah.
Come on. This is the guy who just recently took out Mike Tyson not too long ago. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing phasing Thunderstash.
I like a good challenge.
And Yo Noi, that's also a challenging game.
It really is. Yeah.
Very challenging. Second half of that game is wild. Eric.
Yep, I'm here.
There you go.
That's pretty much it.
Be back next week on the 20th. Yep. Nintendo.
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at Nintendo Talk. I just want to go back to the 23rd date here, okay? Because people are going to run with it,
Did
dude.
your buddy just message you and be like, you put it out there, didn't you?
Like, dude, I just got fired. No. So the 23rd was the date that he was hearing around
Chatter.
where he works.
Chatter.
And yes, it was so if you noticed, I mean, this should tell you everything. I didn't have that date in my tweet. So I'm not confident in that date, but it's just
Chatter.
a number that he was hearing. That's the only date he heard.
This is why we talk about like Christopher Dring when he went out and said his recent thing on. He said, "Want to be clear? I'm not telling you Switch 2 is revealed in January. What I'm saying is there's a lot of chatter with the people I'm talking about that it's being revealed.
Yeah,
the chatter at this company that is not to be named is that 23rd.
Mm-hmm. If I find out more and I hear back, I will definitely put that date out.
Yeah, obviously. If they hear back and they're like, no, it ain't chatter anymore. Like I was told directly it is the 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it's going to be in headlines tomorrow. It's going to be, but just keep in mind, this is like what Nate the Hate had to do for a while too. He has to clarify what he knows and what the chatter is. Chatter is not a fact, but it is something that's being discussed at, among people in the industry around a specific date.
Yeah.
Example, the March reveal earlier this year. That was chatter then Nate the Hate eventually ran with as it's happening, and then he got burned. You know what I mean? So like, clarify, it's chatter. It's worth talking about. It's worth discussing. It's worth speculating.
Yep.
But then that's what we'll do a little bit in my video tomorrow. I'll probably pair with the fake OS if I find it.
And it's worth believing, reading an entire article and then kind of just saying that Nintendo Talk said it.
Yeah, just blame it on me.
Comicbook.com is probably going to be like, reveal, leak, comment.
Handsome YouTuber reveals the date. Something like that.
Hey, Nate, I forgot to
Infamous Nintendo leaker, Nintendo Talk.
Forgot to plug in my main channel because of the super chat.
All right, Mike, the floor is yours.
Find me here, my Odyssey at Mike Odyssey on YouTube, and that is it. I appreciate it if you subscribe because I'm sad.
All right. You can find the Nintenbyte Podcast everywhere that podcasts are heard. I have started putting up clips again over on the Clips channel. I want to get that going again heading into next year. So you can look forward to all the clips from this one being up before Christmas is my goal to have all the clips up for this one. And still maybe a couple of clips from the last show because we talked about some other unique topics, including last week we talked about what we want to happen with Mario Kart. So, we got to get that topic out there as well before Nintendo ends up revealing it eventually. Otherwise, you can follow me right here at Nintendo Prime. You guys know what's up. Switch 2 content every single day for now until it's announced, and then we can start talking about games because I just don't give a shit about Donkey Kong Country Returns coming back. I'm sorry. Fitness Boxing 3 this month. Just don't give a shit. I haven't really cared about any games since Echoes of Wisdom came out from Nintendo. So now it's just like Switch 2 all the time until they reveal it. Then we'll get into actual game coverage and not just leaks and rumors, actual news and stuff. But until then, Switch 2 pretty much every day. We have our live streams as well every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Typically with the holidays, things get messed up. But hey, I'm still streaming on Christmas. Come on by. If we hit a certain goal, there might be some giveaways and stuff on there. So for the holidays, try to give back to the community. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week on the 26th with Game Bird Classic. And you know what? One last time, let's give it up for Mike Odyssey.
Every day I wake up waiting out the door. Nintendo news I can't ignore. Hovering my finger on refresh, repeat. Searching for the leak, my heart's gotta beat. My body is ready for Switch 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. Rumors flying, but nothing confirmed. It's been a mystery, my patience burned. Gotta level up with my imagination in this endless game and stimulation. Whoa, my body is ready for Switch 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. All we want's a peek, a hint, or a sigh. Just a little nod won't make us cry. Joy-Cons at the ready, hearts in sync. Nintendo dragging on, making us think. We've been resetting time and time again. All love for Mario, it never ends. Zelda's gathered from the nether horizon. This weight is harder than fighting in us thing. My body is ready for Switch 2. Whoa, 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready for Switch 2. My body